we talked about everything last week, I was just like, man, I don't know what to put for a thumbnail. Like, I don't even know what to talk about.
No shit.
But we'll see. Some stuff always comes up. I know for sure that, I mean, we talked about some of the issues with the gaming industry and the studios and the budgets and stuff. I saw somebody, I don't know, I think it was a YouTube short or something, and
Mm.
they said I don't know if it was the first Jack and Daxter or something, like Naughty Dog, it was like 20 people made whatever, whether it was Crash or, and then
Yeah.
Uncharted 2 was made by like 98 people or something like that. And then The Last of Us Part 2, the studio was at 2,000 people. And they, they were getting games out every like 2-3 years. They had two teams, but it's
Yeah.
crazy. How did we go from Uncharted 2, 98 people, to 2,000 people for when The Last of Us 2 released, 2020? When was Uncharted
I think the
2?
shit was scale with time and
And it's like, I
mm.
mean, yeah, there's more detail and stuff with the sharper resolution. I guess if you're going for realism, there's a lot more detailed stuff. But is it like a 20 times increase in your studio level detail versus
Like I don't.
Uncharted 2?
That's what I don't get. Yeah,
And I
I
think
don't get
I
it.
think the point he was making is like the games take longer, they're more expensive, and you have more people. Like, does it take longer because there's so many people, or is it just a bunch of little bullshit that we don't know about because we're not game developers, that has been added with
Right.
the extra fidelity and trying to go with a more realistic, they say, John Lennon talks about cloth based, or what do you call it, something fabric, not fabric based rendering, but like more, I forget the term, but basically it means it's like you're actually trying to render like real material, like rendering, instead of just like a texture. They're actually trying to make it a material. Like with ray tracing, instead of baked lighting, you make it the lighting happen. And somebody pointed out a while ago, like that's, yeah, we're in the early phase of it, like the in between, like the bake lighting. Yeah, in some cases the bake lighting in like seventh and eighth gen looks great, like in the specific scenes where it's like perfect, like talking about The Last of Us Part 2, like a lot, that's all baked light. They calculate it before they render it, and then like this is what it would actually look like. But in some cases, that's, you can only take that so far. And Metroid Prime 4 is a perfect example. I played that in Resident Evil Requiem at the same time, and it was so obvious to me some of the like limitations of baked lighting in certain scenes I thought should look amazing, and they didn't. And so it sucks that they have to, we're kind of suffering as this transition happens. But once that real time lighting is just easier to achieve and doesn't affect games, I think we're gonna go back. I think games are gonna look better. They're not gonna age as poorly, like graphically, for realistic games and stuff. But either, at the end of the day, it just sucks that these teams have to be so huge. The budgets have to be so huge. They don't have to be, but they've gotten so huge. And like, it's funny because I said this, I think last week, like, just take, what did we say, like take 20 people or 50 people and say, hey, make a game. And this video was just like, yeah, just Naughty Dog, just take like 50 people and give them a smaller game. And I'm like, holy shit,
It
like,
was just uploaded. Maybe they heard of
could be.
Mm.
And I'm like, I didn't know the studio got that. Like, Naughty Dog really was, if it's accurate, 2,000. Like, that's ridiculous. I like, that's
That's
bigger.
insane.
Naughty 2000.
If that's
Like
what he was
I
saying,
did.
maybe it wasn't
God
a hundred
damn.
Can't be.
percent. It seems
That
too
seems
large.
that seems too large.
So
That's yeah.
it could be,
That's like
it could be,
that's beating Call of Duty.
it could be for like dramatic effect. He's trying to make a point, but still, like, even if it's 1,000 people or 800 people, like, what are they all doing? I don't know how game development works. And
It
that,
takes 7 years to get some shit out. Because
and
of lighting and ray tracing. Come on.
Well, according if you go on their LinkedIn, 200 they have it. They have their section of 201 to 500 employees, like in between there.
okay, so yeah, it wasn't 2,000, but
That's a big.
still
That's a
nine.
big gap.
It's a big
Yeah,
difference from what
200
he
to
said.
500.
But
yeah,
still, like,
200 to
if
500.
well, who knows what the other number was? Like Uncharted 2, who knows if it was actually 98 people? But um, And I think, there's always going to be, no matter where you are, no matter what company it is, you're always going to have your like that Laura. I always forget her last name. The one from work
Laura
at
Freer,
Fryer.
Xbox.
yeah, something like Freer.
Yeah,
She
Laura
says
Fryer.
you're always going to have your superstars. Your good employees that get shit done, that do good work, and you got to identify those people, and then you're always going to have the I don't know what the term. The people are just bare minimum to get by. They're kind of just floating. They're just if you really followed them for an 8-hour day, you might find out they only do 2 hours of work. There's always gonna be people like that. I've
Yeah,
seen them.
that's at every job
Yeah,
ever.
that's what I'm saying. Ever. And that's just, it is what it is. I don't know. Like, we have one, and we only have 5 warehouse employees, and one of them is when this person's gone, you don't even notice. Like, we don't even skip a beat. Like, it's like it makes no difference. Now, if somebody was on vacation and we're down one person that way, and then that person helps, because you can't be
Yeah.
2 people down. But a lot of times we don't even notice when they're gone. So, and that's just a group of 5. And so I know, you get big studios. There's always gonna be people who do less and people who do more. It's just the way it is. But yeah, it's just crazy. Like, even Nintendo with the Zelda team, like, how long Tears of the Kingdom took to make. And the game engine was there. A lot of the assets. I mean, yeah, they had to make a lot of new assets too. It wasn't just.
And they had support too. They had like
Monolith.
Xenoblade,
Mhm.
Monolith stuff.
They always
support.
Monolith always. There's a few students, which that's why I'd be curious to see how their team is split. Clearly, they have split teams. They have
Mhm.
to. One is always supporting like that Zelda team and the Splatoon team, Mario Kart team. Like they support a bunch of people, and then they also have them working on somehow pumping out a game every 4 years or 5 years. It's
Well,
pretty
now
crazy.
they're getting.
Well, I guess now it's 5 years for this
Yeah,
one.
that's gonna be the longest, I think. But
But
Xenoblade Chronicles X was in
yeah.
development for a long time. But I feel like
Yeah, I mean,
2
even that, I
came.
mean, 2011 to 2015,
2 came out
then
pretty quick
2015 to
though.
2017. So that was
Mhm.
only 2.
I think
I
they were
don't know how
working
this,
on both games, obviously.
how the hell they did. Yeah, I guess that sounds
Um,
crazy. And yeah, then 2017 and 2022, 2022, 2027. So to be fair, they're on track for every 5 years if that's the case.
but the solution is, you're
But
gonna
they're
have
doing shit though.
you're gonna have to, like, try to be cool with just making profit on a game instead of you don't need to like, not every game needs to be this huge success. If you can make 10 million on a game, that's great. I'm sure if the corporations or shareholders and stuff, they want that big money,
Oh yeah,
but
they
that's
want
what
that endless
sucks.
revenue to just happen
Mhm.
every single quarter. When it's like, if you're doing a single player game, you're not gonna make that. And even the biggest, I mean, most games aren't the biggest IPs. That's just actually how it is. You can't. So it's just an unfortunate vicious
Well, that's
cycle
why you end up
that the
with.
industry got them in.
That's why you end up with Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, and the
Yeah.
Avengers game,
Yeah.
because that's a single player game. Any other generation, and
And
single
yeah,
player
then
just
now
And
they're
they
like,
fucking
lost
goes
okay,
to
like
how
a
the
can we
lot of
make it
their
live service?
Right.
talent because they made that decision, and they're like, we're not going to do it. And the main guys left the studio because over that. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
it's funny because another video I was watching was about similar. I think it was a separate video. It was talking about how Arkham Knight in 2015 still looks like phenomenal.
Bro, that
And
game,
then
like, yeah, to me, that game
and
just
then
looks
like
as good as any other
Suicide
game.
Squad doesn't look anywhere near as good, other than just maybe sharper, the higher resolution.
Yeah.
It doesn't look anywhere near as good. Like, it should
No.
look way better. It shouldn't even be a
Yeah.
question. And it's like, well, the studio, who was left at the studio,
Mhm.
like I tried to say, maybe we should have, even if it's a 0.1% bit of concern, but like Rockstar might not be the same Rockstar.
Yeah.
Like, there might be some things that don't. Maybe that's why some games, like the newer game, doesn't have some of the stuff the old games
You mean
have.
Rocksteady?
Well, I was switching to
You talking about
Rockstar.
GTA 6?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
said that last week
Yeah,
or
you
2 weeks
talking
ago.
about
I was
GTA
saying,
6.
they
Oh,
haven't made a game
I was
since
gonna say
2018. And
Rocksteady been so
but yeah, Rocksteady
depleted.
was. They just said screw
Their next
this.
Batman game was a fucking Lego game.
They know
Next
that
Arkham game was
there
a
was a
Lego
lot of
game and
hype
shit.
around that Lego game, but it came out. I watched a few little, like just people flying around the city, and other than that,
Yeah.
I didn't see any reviews up for it. I didn't
Well,
hear.
so people, I see a lot of people that love it,
Yeah, people
but
like it a lot. Yeah, I mean, people
a
are
lot of people are
really.
complaining about the fucking minimum specs and shit. Like,
Yeah, it's
this is a
very
Lego
demanding
Really?
game.
game.
Why
Yeah,
is
it's
this
very
shit so
demanding.
Yeah, I haven't even
demanding?
seen like a performance video, like how the game runs. Isn't it on Switch too, or no?
Not yet. It's supposed to
It's
Okay.
be.
not out yet.
It got
Yeah.
delayed.
Because I mean, it looks stunning. Like I was just like, but I don't know if the game would be fun or not. But it's just, and then I was just thinking last night I watched Obsession, and I was thinking about how kind of there's some parallels with the movie industry, and that was an unexpected hit. They paid what 13 million, I think I heard from the creators. They paid them
Yeah, they
like the Blair
it
Witch.
was
I
And that
think
seven.
shit
The
grossing
budget
500
was
million.
the budget was 750,000, and then during the
they
Yeah.
sold
festival,
it.
when they had a
Yeah.
bidding war, they ended up bidding for 14 mil.
And I don't know if they got anything more beyond that, or if that was a one-time payment. And because who knows, I don't know. The studio focus was on the title, but
Well,
I don't know.
you got any damn sense, you're gonna get some back end
They
unless
didn't
you're a
know
dumbass.
that to them. They might have shit. We got 13, 14 million. Like this movie
Yeah.
might never done
But
anything.
here's the thing: if you're smart, if you made this fucking movie for 750,000 and somebody offers you 14 million, you better get some back end. You're like, they know something you don't know, motherfucker. They gave me 14 million for this. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd like some back end, please.
Well,
See,
I
I
tell you
don't.
what,
Not anything.
he already signed a deal with, I think it's Universal, for his next film. Or not the next one, but like the next new one will be a five, was it or no, not a five, a 7-digit like essentially 10 million or above deal. I'm like, damn. To imagine
Okay.
going for that to that, like that's a
And
crazy
then
ass.
that's we'll see if he can keep delivering. That's another thing. Like, some people are one hit
Well,
wonders.
Hollywood's looking for their next cash cow, and right now it's creepy pastas and shit turning into
Yeah,
movies.
Backrooms.
So,
It's funny
No.
because Obsession did fantastic, but Backrooms did damn near the same.
Back,
Also,
Yeah,
well,
It was,
Backrooms had a
just-
way better opening weekend, but Obsession
yeah, but
just
overall,
Obsession was just like
failed
continuous.
away.
So here's my comparison to what we're talking about, the game industry. So here's this movie made for 750,000. The acting, and I thought the acting of it's really good. No one
Fantastic.
was like, I didn't think anybody was like, oh my god, these people, the Academy Award, but no one was bad.
People were talking about for Nikki, man. People want
Oh,
that.
she
for
was
Nick.
good. She was good for sure. It looked good. I don't know what cameras they got for that in that $750,000 budget. It looked good. It was above, to me it was well above the average like horror movie like story and script. It was a unique
To me, it's
thing.
well above. Like
Yeah.
for me.
There's a couple things I was a little annoyed with, but overall I thought it was good. And if I didn't know it was made cheaper, to me I wouldn't have thought anything different from. I'm not saying it like I would have thought it was a $200 million movie, but to me it doesn't look any less than like a drama, like any other drama or
Yeah,
horror
I
movie.
agree.
So that's an example.
What-
Of course, it's like winning the lottery, though. I mean, you could have 500 movies
Oh, for
made
sure.
for that money, and only a couple of them would be huge hits. But here's the other.
Well, I always say every week, a lot of people always talk about original movies. There's an original movie literally in theaters like every week, and
Mhm.
and people
I don't mean
don't
it's
know
good,
about it.
though.
Or they don't
Yes.
go, and they're not worse. They're not bad reviewed. Like they're reviewed well.
Yeah.
Critics love it. Audience like it. But it's just people don't go out or care enough. They don't know about it. Like it just.
It's
This
one
is
thing
one
to
that
be.
went viral. This went viral on TikTok and stuff. So people started.
Yeah.
It became
Well,
FOMO.
it had the creepy pasta background, so that's what.
Well, for
a
Obsession
lot of people-
specifically, but it was like
Yeah,
it was like
Obsession.
it was like it became that point where
Backrooms too, right? Wasn't Backrooms like a
Backrooms a not
It's
Obsession.
based
That was
on
just
like
an
a.
original
Isn't it?
idea.
Obsession? Right.
Like,
Backrooms
Backrooms was
a
based
creepypasta.
on some kind of game or something, or some kind of.
No, it was based
a
around like
bacon.
this 4chan post,
Yeah.
and there was just this random photo of this what looks like Backrooms, and the one dude ended up making a whole YouTube channel based around
That's
the
right.
Backrooms, and
Yeah.
so it was pretty crazy.
So here's
But like
my.
honestly, like that's one where it's like unfortunately, just like you said, it's a lottery where that one went viral on TikTok, and so people wanted to be a part of the conversation. I
Right.
can't be the one that has not seen Obsession. I gotta watch it. So
And it was
it
like
ends up
the
being
holds
way
every
bigger.
So
week.
what
It's still in the
happened?
top 10.
Jesus
What happened
Christ.
to Chris Stuckman's movie then?
It didn't.
Hey, no, but even that one made a profit. That one still made a profit, even at the
I'm
lower
sure it
amount.
made a profit, but
Other
have
rev-
anybody seen it?
other reviewer. I watched a
Yeah, I
couple
did not.
reviews of it, and it's like
I watched it for 20 minutes and I'm like, I can't do this
it
anymore.
says
I'm out.
not a very not a very good script in it, not a very good third act and stuff. And it's like, yeah, I mean, just because you're a critic doesn't mean like you're going to come up with a
Yeah.
good story. But and just because you couldn't come up with a good story on your own doesn't mean you can't be
Well,
a good
I
objective
was just
critic
talking
either.
about technically. I was like, bruh, like this is amateur night
Yeah, he
with
didn't
the
have a whole
Apollo.
lot of experience. But
Yeah.
it does
And the acting. Whew, whew, whew.
he didn't only had I mean, he had a couple million though. I thought he raised like 2 million or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he like you said, I think he made a profit, but
No, he definitely
not a
it
fun
made a profit
watch.
it made profit the opening weekend.
But
Yeah.
what I
But
was
it didn't
getting
make
to,
it wasn't like some crazy amount, but it was profit.
Right.
like that would be like an indie game, like a Hollow Knight that just made a shit ton of money. But the other thing, the movie industry, it doesn't even know what to do. So the movie's still making money in the theaters. It did 2.5 million. It's been number one on the digital, which I think was $20 to buy a digital movie. It's been number
Yeah,
one for
around
2
that, yeah.
weeks
Yeah,
on
about 30.
digital, and now it's on Peacock. So if you're like me and you get Peacock for free, like it's still in the
Yeah.
theaters making money. Why the fuck is it on Peacock? Like it's so stupid. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
they
definitely
sign these deals. They have
it
to.
being on it being on Peacock just it definitely affected it. Because right now it's
I mean, it's
like usually the daily totals before that was still like over it actually no joke Obsession specifically is one of the highest. It's like there's always a stat for everything, but it's like I think it was in the I have to look, but it was 50 something consecutive days of 1 million, and it was in like the top 10 of all time that's ever do that. Like
at least a
obviously,
million per
stuff
day.
that are bigger budgets that are front loaded are always going to
Mm-hmm.
go less than a million eventually. But that was like it just had that lasting stay
So it's
power.
like,
And now it's at like at half a mil
why
a
are you
day.
cutting off the legs of this movie? It shouldn't even been on
Mhm.
digital yet. Like it's just baffling. Like obviously they probably signed contracts and stuff before they knew the movie was a huge
Yeah.
hit, but it's just like I get why He-Man's gonna be on Prime on Friday, Amazon Prime. I don't know if it's paid or free.
Is it?
Yeah, that movie just
'Cause
completely bombed,
Yeah,
and they
I was
bomb.
just
It
watching
did. I was just clear. It's 113 million worldwide on a budget of what 250 mil.
and yeah, it says it's be on Prime Friday. Like I said,
everybody's getting fired for that shit.
I don't know if
Yeah.
that's free Prime or you can pay
I will
for it
say
on Prime.
it's a good movie though. It's a fun movie. I will say that.
Most people
Yeah.
thought it was solid. They weren't like shitting on it, but I kept hearing the Dungeon and Dragons comparison. I don't know, like just for like kind of the tone and stuff, and I was like,
I
Yeah, me
could
too.
see that, but a little bit Guardians of the Galaxy. You know how
that's what I thought from the first trailer. I said, oh, this is characters. I'll watch it for free, but I was no way I was going to pay to see that movie. But yeah, it's like you have a moneymaker and you're cutting it off for no, like at this point, like it's just,
Where's the logic in that? You
it's
want to
so
make the money, right? That
stupid.
was the whole idea.
So like you talk about all these movies aren't doing well. You have a movie doing well, and then you just like they're gonna have to put it in contract. Well, if a movie's hit a certain amount, still in the top 10, that it doesn't hit digital, it doesn't hit these platforms, like because it's just I don't know. It just puzzles me. It's like why is this movie? Why can I watch this movie at home for free when it's still making money in the theater? Like it
Yeah.
just doesn't make any sense at all. And
Yeah.
I don't know, but. Speaking of movies, I'm going to the Odyssey on Thursday at 10:35 or
Oh,
45
it was
Thursday,
a
a.m.
Thursday. I
Friday.
thought it was last Thursday. I thought it was the
No,
day the premiere.
hell no. I mean, it wasn't all sold out, but there was a couple very extreme left and right seats, and then like the whole front row was available. Like that
Yeah.
opening weekend, I'm not
Sounds
gonna
fun.
sit. It's 52-foot screen. I'm not gonna sit
Exactly.
at front row.
No, that ain't.
So I
fun.
kept going out. Well, let's try Sunday. Let's try Monday. Let's try Tuesday. And Thursday had it's the fourth from the back row, and it's like 3 or 4 seats off dead center, one seat in the middle and a bunch of X's. I got a day off of work, and it's like, so Robert and I were discussing the whole IMAX, LIMAX thing, and I learned a
Yeah.
lot. There's so much more to it than I even knew. Um, so I'm lucky in Grand Rapids, Michigan. There's one of the only like 30 in North America, like 70.
25.
Hmm.
I think it's
25.
25 in
Yeah.
America. That's
Well,
insane.
America, I think North with Canada and stuff, I think it's 30.
Well, I think no, but for the world too, I think it's
It's
like 40.
41 with the world. And 45 minutes from my house, we have a 70 millimeter IMAX projector. It's a 52-foot screen, so it's not the tallest, but it's still 52 is still pretty tall. I mean, I watched my
Pretty big.
video when I went and saw Oppenheimer, and I was like, I had my old shitty phone, so the camera quality sucked. But I remember walking in, I sounded like Robert. I was like, holy shit. And I'm excited. Some of I was worried about the structure, Nolan doing his old jumping back and forth through time. I was like, how's that gonna? I didn't really like it in Oppenheimer. How's it gonna work in this movie? Most of the reviews said that it's a little slow in the beginning and then about halfway, but the end it all comes together really well. Which Nolan has a couple of those movies where everything comes together really well at the end. And the all American, like the American modern dialogue, most people said within 5 minutes they weren't even thinking about it. And then apparently the score is like amazing, even though like I'm not going to use an orchestra because there wasn't orchestras back then. Like that to me, just it's dumb logic. But apparently, whatever they used, these drums and stuff, I guess it's really good. So,
Well, the composer's great. I mean, that dude
yeah,
does a
he
lot
did
of
Tenet
good.
too, and Tenet doesn't have a score like a orchestra. I mean, it's just got like kind of like
Yeah, it's
guitar,
playing.
like or like electronic sounds. Like I watched Tenet the
Mhm.
other night for the fourth time, and really love the music. But it's like I almost feel obligated because I have the I guess privilege of having one of these theaters close by,
For sure.
and there like I saw a story that they don't even know how to make the projectors. There hasn't been a new one made in like 40 years, and they don't even know how to make a new projector for
It's
IMAX.
so weird. How is that even possible?
Well, they
Like,
Tenet, what's
lost the
that?
blueprint. It was lost. Like the blueprints of them were.
What is Tenet?
Hmm?
Tenet?
What is Tenet?
The Christopher Nolan movie, Tenet.
Tenet is this. I
Great.
don't.
Grace Randolph said that Christopher Nolan doesn't put people of color in leads in his movies.
Oh.
So Tenet doesn't exist, sir. It doesn't exist.
I guess he doesn't have like a long history of doing it, but Morgan Freeman
but
had a pretty decent part in the Batman movies. I mean, he's a well liked character in almost any movie, but anyway, I just feel obligated. Like it's just there's not a lot of these in the world, and at some point, like I'm saying, the projectors like they're trying to what do you call it? Not re-engineer. We call it where like they tear something apart to learn how it's made. There's a
Reverse engineer, right?
reverse engineer. And they said a lot of the parts aren't made anymore. No one knows. There's no one that makes a lot of the components.
What?
Like I was telling
That's
you
strange.
guys, like,
It's not 100 years ago. It's 40 years ago. You would think
but
that
like
people,
CRT
no one's
TVs
alive
were
that's done it before.
CRT TVs were all there was 40 years ago. Like part of the process of even getting the movie onto the film after they do the visual effects requires CRT tubes. These huge cathode ray tubes are the only device they have that can take the movie, that once they scan it, add the CGI to get it back on the film. And there's only like 4 machines left in the entire world in the IMAX studios that can do it. So at some point, they're either gonna have to figure it out, or it's just gonna disappear. So I'm like, I'm gonna take every opportunity. And I'm mad because I guess I didn't hear about Sinners was IMAX. First thing I heard
I
of
forgot
Sinners, I
that
heard
was
people
Sony
talking
movie.
about it
Yeah.
after it was already kind of doing well, and people were saying how good it was. I guess I didn't realize that they shot a lot of that with IMAX and stuff. I should have
Yeah.
went and seen it. But it's crazy because the other scenes are in like super wide 70 millimeter, like the 2.76, really wide, so it would look really funny on a tall IMAX screen. But
Hmm.
I was rewatching my video from 3 years ago, and Tu's comment, he's like, "That's the giddiest I've ever seen Juice." Like I was excited. That was my first time, and it felt special. So maybe if they start making a bunch of these cameras, it won't feel as special. But I still feel like there's a lot of the mid states that don't. They got to like in the video. I was reminded there was a family that drove 11 hours because it was the
Holy
closest
shit.
projector, 70 millimeter projector. It was that or Texas, but Texas was like, I remember they said like 13 or 15 hours. So wherever they were,
That's some commitment, and that I couldn't do. I
and the
wouldn't be able
family,
to do
the
that.
mom and dad weren't very excited about it, but their adult son was all super excited, and they just did it for him. Um, so I always feel like I'm obligated, especially the whole movies in IMAX. It sucked because Oppenheimer, to me, the last hour, it lost me. So when I was like doing my post theater review, I only had like 20 seconds of, I don't know. I didn't really know what to say because the movie really didn't do it for me. And
Oh shit, hipsters.
what's up, hipsters? But
Yep.
and that's the other thing too. I was gonna say, Nolan, his movies are usually, pretty well the box office. If it's not the Batman or Oppenheimer, they're like 5 to 700 million.
Oh yeah.
And now that you give them 250 million, now it has to make 700 million almost just under to like break even. So it's like now you're
Hey man, it's did a huge opening
yeah, it's
weekend
all,
already.
and I think because of good word of
But
mouth and
still,
stuff, I think it's going to continue. But yeah, was it at the end of the day, I love it. I like that it's true, high quality IMAX cameras, but at the end of the day, the amount of extra work they have to do, they have to fly the negatives probably next day on a plane to get processed in California, like
Crazy.
every day. Like how much extra money and like things being transported in plane that unnecessarily just because they got to get that, and then hopefully it doesn't get like messed up at all because it's no recovery.
old hipster ass Nolan.
Can't we
Well,
come up?
I mean, that's
Can't they
why
like?
most directors won't be doing that. You know
Can
what I
they
mean?
focus on like trying to make like just a really high quality, high resolution camera system? I'm sure there are, but like that can capture something close to that quality. I mean,
Had to get Jimmy Cameron on the job.
James Cameron, he's all in digital since like 2000, mid
Yeah, I know.
2000s. Crazy.
But he's like they made new cameras specifically for
Yeah,
like underwater
the,
and stuff. Like
they did the 3D, like design the 3D
the
cameras and stuff.
3D for stuff for underwater. So like even him,
Shit is
like
amazing.
he is making new tech for cameras.
And I mean, the 3D in
Yeah.
the three Avatar movies, and the only thing that's been close to it. I mean, I was surprised with some of the MCU conversion 3D, but like trying to think of like the best 3D outside of the Avatar movies, and I don't even know if there was a good live action one that was like for sure like on that same level. But when I want to like be reminded how good 3D can be, I got to put on any like the first or second Avatar for sure. The third one I only watched one time, so but the like in the Way of the Water when there's shots when they're wading in the water, their heads are having dialogue, and
I like that thing.
that freaking
Yeah.
water coming out of the screen and going way back, it's just so cool. Like that to me is like the coolest thing. But
Shit.
I'll say the Odyssey just did 263 million this
worldwide,
weekend
yeah.
worldwide.
And I think, like I said,
Really good.
continue to the premium seat theaters will probably continue to do well. The good word of mouth definitely going to help. The
Well, it's
second
the
weekend,
biggest. It's the biggest. What's the second biggest opening weekend for IMAX behind Avengers Endgame? So that's
I
not too
think
surprising.
the drop's going to be under 50% from next weekend. That's my prediction.
Well, I don't. I'm trying to see what comes out next because nothing else wanted to
Nothing.
launch this
Nothing.
week. Yet. This week, nothing.
Spider-Man
wanted-
got pushed a week, so
Well, Spider-Man is July 31st. But
nothing.
Well, actually,
This shit
hold
gonna
on.
do. This shit gonna be his first $1 billion
Well, it's
picture.
weird. Yeah, actually, now you say it, there's not even a wide release coming. It's only limited
Yeah,
releases.
nothing. I watched Grace Randolph, man. I'm in the know.
I like her. I do like her.
I always check on my AMC app, and usually again, there's everything every single week, so it's actually surprising to see nothing wide release.
I like
this
her
week.
box office recaps. I've resubscribed to her. I do like.
No,
She's always been good with that. She got a little off the
No, yeah.
rails for a couple years. I thought, especially the Mario movie stuff. That was just not good look.
But this movie is very woke, so it's got to go broke.
Actually, even one channel that made a living this last 6 months trying to say that, they're like, yeah, well, it's really not woke after all. The movie still sucked, but it's not woke. It's funny because some of
The way it's
the
just said it sounds hilarious.
there's a certain dozen or so
What a life.
people that I know, but that I've seen their content, and I've checked out some of the
Critical drinker.
videos, and every single, well, he hasn't done I haven't seen a review from him. I don't know if if he's had one, but everybody else, all these people that spent the last 6 months pointing out, the non-authentic armor, every aspect from the casting to the armor to the dialogue and stuff. They're all saying it's almost like they've got together. Either they're just that unoriginal. They're all just like, oh, this movie's so boring. It's atrocious. It's boring. It's like you're all saying the same exact thing, almost like you talked to each other and said, well, what are we going to say? We can't give this movie praise. So we have to dislike it. What do we dislike about it? And even the people that like it said the first 30 minutes is a bit slow. We got to make it through that. Don't give up on it, because it does start off a bit slow. A lot of characters, a lot of stuff being thrown at you. But
I was just there actually is there's actually some movies coming out, because it was confusing me. I'm like, I'm looking on.
there
box
has to
office,
be
there's
something. I don't know if it's
there is.
huge.
I was-
No, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean nothing's coming out. I just meant
No, well,
Nothing
they'll
to
be like,
compete.
they're not going to be like the big hitters,
Yeah.
but like, it's in terms of like actual, like, 'cause I was nervous. I'm like, what am I going to say then? There's nothing coming out. There's nothing coming out this week. That's crazy. Okay, this
it
is
also is
actually-
Comic-Con too, so I think a lot of people are trying to avoid Comic-Con weekend.
Well, they got this action movie called Motor City that's coming. I saw the preview for that. Actually looked like it could be a fun action movie.
That's the other
And then
thing
Her
too.
Private Hell. That's a very artsy type of movie, so I will watch that.
You could make the argument that there's just too many movies in general coming out every week, that just like with indie games and the eShop stores, there's just too
sure.
much. There's just too much. Like, it sucks. You want more variety and stuff, and there's always going to be that hit that comes out of nowhere, but there's also going to be a ton of money getting lost. Like, Supergirl's not even going to do as good as Morbius, for Christ's sakes. Like,
That's
crazy.
and there's no way it's worse than Morbius.
No,
But
it's not.
even,
it's honest, if I'm being honest with you, I actually didn't like it. I saw it. I actually did not like it. But
But
it
Morbius didn't like
Morbius
it. That
is
bitch
worse.
sucked ass.
I didn't like it, but Morbius is like a
You
1
know,
out of 10. Like, it's really.
I watched
Oh,
one.
I know. I've seen it.
I watched one review where they said, I actually love Supergirl. And I'm like, I can't say this guy's a fraud, because what movie that I love The Flash. Like, I've watched it 4 times
I
now.
like The Flash.
Every time I've watched it, I've
like.
liked it just as much, or if not more. I love this movie. Genuinely. I'm not just like, because everyone hates it. I mean, yeah, the CG, some of the shots, they had 1 week to get done after the changes and stuff. But so yeah, I'm sure people love it, or somebody actually genuinely loves Supergirl. But hearing that
Of course.
James Gunn did his own like edit, and they test screened it, and it got like a C rating, just like the director's cut. You knew there was an issue there. If like they kept trying to cut this movie in different ways, and it kept getting low ratings. Something that has to tell you, it's either what they filmed just didn't work, or the script itself was bad. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I like her. Her as Supergirl's good. I think
Well, I heard the biggest gripe is they didn't fucking film Women of Tomorrow. They
yeah.
did not do. What the fuck? Like, you call this? It basically is supposed to be, and they didn't call it that, but it's basically supposed to be Women of
Based on.
Tomorrow story, and they didn't do that shit.
It sounds like they hit some of the basic stuff,
Basic.
but
I mean, basic.
and it sounds like
yeah.
the villain is just like atrociously bad. Like, forget
terrible. He looks terrible.
I actually thought the that part, like the villain, wasn't the worst part of the movie, to be honest with you.
Apparently, I don't. Like I said, I'll watch it someday, and who knows?
Like
At this point, I might
think he's
actually
just
like
a
it.
fucked up individual, and I'm like, I mean, there's not as many villains that are like truly evil and bad, and at least
No, I'm just saying he's not
pretty-
compelling whatsoever.
And it sounds like
He's
they.
like a
it's
mini
not, no,
boss.
it's not. Yeah, he's not like some super. I mean, like, he's literally like just a very evil guy.
People keep
essentially.
saying he's like one of the extras off of Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah, he's a
Just
a,
pulls.
a mini boss from Mad Max.
Um, and it's like, I don't know how that happens. James Gunn apparently said the script was so good he bumped the
Oh,
movie up because it's going to be Superman, Supergirl, and then Superman, I guess, with Clayface
I
somewhere
just
in there.
well, that just goes to show
I
you
think
James Gunn is
October or
not the
whatever.
dude. He's not the
He's
dude.
he might be a good creative, but his Suicide
Yeah,
Squad
he's a good
movie
creative, but he's
flopped.
yeah.
Doesn't mean he's a good executive. Like they tried
Nope.
in the game industry, dude from Fable, the Fable guy, they made him in charge of Xbox Studios. He's an artist guy. Like he's not a head,
Yeah.
he's not an executive type. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Dave
it's just
Filoni and Star Wars, not a
no,
good fit. I'm sorry, not a good fit.
and that's
I,
another. That's
I
like
love him as a creative, but not a good fit as a executive.
Mandalorian Grogu's gonna be the lowest, by far the lowest
Close by far. It's
live
funny,
action.
it's weird because that was one where I didn't get. I actually liked the movie. I actually did enjoy it, but it's something where it's like I literally don't understand why they made it. Like I liked it, but I don't get
Well,
it. Like
Well,
I
there you
just
go.
it's a fun adventure film, but it's I'm sitting here. I'm like, who is this for? Like, why would you make
It's
like a
Disney Plus
whole?
slop. That's what that shit is.
How
I
would you
mean,
make it where
it
it's
supposedly is was season
based on a
4.
show and then that it's like already has seasons and spin-offs and then you expect people to run in it like that was never gonna happen. It was never gonna make some
Well, it
crazy
was
amount of
hugely
income.
popular when they started making it. Mandalorian was their saving grace, like on
Yeah,
Disney
but
Plus.
even then, like even at peak popularity, that shit was not gonna do some 600, 700, 800, 900 million billion dollar. It was never gonna do that in like people
Well,
watch it because it was on their Disney Plus subscription. They were not gonna pay money to
well,
go to the
season
theaters to
1
watch
was
it.
genuinely like great. I thought like
Oh,
genuinely
It's
great
fine. I
Star
never
Wars.
actually finished that. I
season
actually
one
thought
is
it was okay.
amazing.
I thought it was
Yeah.
genuinely like great Star Wars. Season
Oh
Yeah.
man,
2
I
had some
couldn't get
moments.
into it to be honest with
Season
you.
3 had a
So
few good
Yeah.
episodes, but it'd be like
But-
back in the day, X Files had had a couple movies. TV shows used to
mhm.
get movies. What was another series that got movies while the show was still on?
Star Trek.
Well, Star Trek was a show that got movies. Yeah, you're right. But that was weird because it's like they're on Next
But that was kind
Generation.
of after the show.
They're still doing the
Uh,
original Star
the
Trek.
Simpsons movie, man. The Simpsons
There was
movie.
Simpsons movie, um, South Park. That's
I
a
mean, now they
thing.
still do. They do a few like SpongeBob gets movies.
But a lot of
oh,
those
SpongeBob. Yeah.
those
That's really
franchises
it.
are built on the show. They're not movies that had TV shows and then they made
Yeah,
a movie of the TV show. Um, it's just it just never. You're right. I don't think it was ever gonna work.
I don't. Yeah, I like legit. I've never. When they announced, they said we're making the movie and it's called The Mandalorian Grogu. So generic, and it was just gonna be they're making a movie, and I was like, that's gonna flop crazy hard.
Oh,
No
and
shit.
almost
Like it wasn't like you
nobody
could have. Like
knew who
why
the
does
fuck
why do
Grogu
I not?
was.
Now the executives don't know that. It's crazy.
well, the thing is,
Nobody knew who the fuck Grogu
yeah,
was. Like
Baby Yoda. It should
everybody
be.
was Baby Yoda, and the people who got on the Baby Yoda craze, they watched the first season and they were pretty much out. So
Mhm.
they never
Yeah.
even learned his fucking name. They just know him as Baby Yoda.
Well, that was
They're like, who's this great Grogu motherfucker?
apparently Baby Yoda's toy sales by himself surpassed the entire sequel trilogy. All the toys, everything combined, all the merchandise combined, Baby Yoda outdid. So I mean, I could see
Yeah,
why an executive thought to make the movie.
Well, I will say one
but
thing
but
that came out.
about
The
4 or
music
5
was
years
really
too
good.
late.
Yeah,
I said
yeah.
the score was actually really good, man. There was some banging ass tracks in that movie. I was like, what
Um,
the fuck? Why they go so hard on this one? But
All right,
it was very
one more
strange.
movie thing, and start talking about some video games in this bit.
What video games we got?
Um,
So?
just to double back into Supergirl, I think the worst, the most egregious thing is Lobo. Like, how did you fuck that up? Like, that's how I hear people all the time
Yeah,
talk
well,
about
I'm gonna be
Lobo,
honest
and
with you. I didn't. I know people
he
were very
looked
excited for him,
terrible. He looked terrible.
but he's in it for like 3 minutes, man.
It's
Like he's
yeah. They
barely in
put
it.
him in there just because they thought it would help. And people like Jason Momoa would have been perfect for this role if they just. I mean, I don't know. All I know is what people said, and the one thing, the big complaint, especially the comic book fans said, well, it's more of a book. It's like it's not a comic book series. It's an individual. What do they call it?
This
Like novel, graphic novel, right?
novel, graphic novel, yeah.
It's a graphic novel. They said in the beginning of the graphic novel, she's drunk and hungover and celebrating her birthday by herself or whatever it is. And then they said from the rest of that point, she's got the Supergirl outfit and she's a good person and she's like,
Yeah,
but
she gets her shit together
in
pretty
the
early
movie,
on.
they drag out the drunken, doesn't want to
Right.
help anybody, selfish character. Sounds like for the majority of the movie, and it's like, well, that's what you took away from the graphic novel is probably something that most people are like didn't care for. I'm gonna guess like a drunken person with their life ain't going anywhere.
The
Like
biggest eye roll section or segment in the Superman movie. Like, come on.
I
Like nobody thought that was oh, that was cool.
I saw her
Supergirl's,
call him a bitch, and I
intro
was
at the
like, I
end.
don't ever want to
Like-
watch the movie. She's like,
Dude, I'm
Beast.
telling you, Superman is great. Man. I really do like this. Superman
what'd she
movie.
say?
It's
Thanks,
fun.
bitch, because he had her dog or whatever.
Thanks, bitch. Yeah, for
And I'm like,
watching
I'm
Krypton.
already like checked out even before.
And you can tell that she didn't actually say that. That was fucking ADR.
You
which
know,
makes it
yeah.
even worse.
You know, James Gunn.
That
James
makes it
Gunn
even
thought that
worse,
was
yes.
funny. He thought of that later on,
Yeah.
probably. And it's just like, I don't know. But it's gotten such bad reviews that I might actually like it because that seems to be a thing. Batman vs Superman got roasted.
Again, to me, it just even the action man is really poor.
Yeah,
like
even in-
there's not like even just like they don't even show you action man at times. Sometimes like okay, there's this bar scene. It was like okay, this is gonna be she's versing like 10, 15 different dudes. It's gonna be cool. And then they cut to this girl like hiding behind a corner, and you just see people in the background getting flown, and you don't actually see anything.
Flying all
and
over
I'm
the
like,
place.
And you
why
know,
would you do that? Why would you do it? This could have been an epic ass action scene. And
they
you don't
probably
even
didn't have
see
the
this
budget
shit.
and the stunt team. But the other
Well, you
thing
clearly
is,
didn't save any money. That fucking budget was ridiculous.
she did all that, and she's on a planet with a red sun. She's not even supposed to be able to have. She doesn't even have powers. That's the whole point of going there, so
Right.
she'll get drunk. Yet she's strong enough to throw people around. It just
No, well, she goes to different planets
she-
with different suns.
No, it
throughout the
weakens her.
movie.
But wasn't that bar
she doesn't
one
have
on the red sun? Because she was getting drunk at the bar. That's what I heard, but I didn't see it myself.
Yeah.
So it's like,
And it's so forgettable that I don't remember.
yeah, it's like she's going to the red sun so she can actually get drunk. And if that's where you have her throwing that, I don't know if it's Grace Randolph,
Yeah,
somebody's
that's-
review. They're
that's
like, yeah,
right.
she's throwing people
well, that's
around,
what
and she
they
doesn't
made
even
Lobo.
she doesn't have the yellow sun. Like, you don't even obey the frickin' mythology. It's just like it's so wrong.
she's
It's
still
like-
strong, but she's not super she's not super capable like
she
as
don't
she
have
is on
her,
Earth,
all her
obviously.
abilities, but either
Yeah,
way,
yeah.
I thought
I don't
she-
remember.
in the photo, I thought she looked good in the outfit. Like I thought she looked.
No, she's honestly like her as Supergirl to me is actually pretty good. But that doesn't mean she's in a good movie.
No.
It's not-
And then I saw
Damn.
just funny today or yesterday. Someone's like, the TV show actress Melissa Benoist or whatever. It was like 3 of like the most just amazing photos of her in her Supergirl outfit. Like just she looks stunning. It's like no anyone they would have cast didn't stand a chance compared to her.
No.
And it's like
No.
she's just
Well, you know that
ruined it. She
this
ruined
was
it.
a movie where I saw it, and it was one of those movies where I thought it was okay when I first left the theater, and as I drive home, I keep
Thought-
thinking about it. I'm like, it's all right, and I keep thinking about it. And I'm like, what do I actually like about this movie? I'm like,
That-
you know,
that happened to me
Well,
with
That's what I
actually
said
pretty
about
bad.
Superman.
really. See, I for me, I still
The more I watch
I
it,
still hold the
the less
opinion
I
that I
like
think
this.
that's a great movie.
that happened to me with
I-
Aquaman.
It has moments, but
Every time I watch Aquaman, it drops down lower and lower for me. Like I don't even think I made it through
Yeah.
the last time I tried to watch it.
I really think you should watch Superman, man. I think you guys
Superman,
should.
man?
Superman,
my
man.
thing is, what if this is what you're doing? This is the box office. This is we're getting. What was the point of this restart? What was the point? Just fight through, get some good scripts. You had what was it? Justice League or Zack Snyder's Justice League that had a lot of
Momentum.
love,
Mhm.
a lot of love,
Yeah.
a lot of moment. You had momentum there. You should have
Definitely.
just kept
And
going.
the studios who are the execs who were on their way out brought Henry Cavill back on. He was going to make a Man of Steel 2.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Then James
Crazy.
Gunn said no.
it's wild, bro.
So
It is.
So-
It's so bizarre. It is very bizarre.
It is what it is.
and it's
It's really just depressing.
But hey, man, we gonna
DC
get some good
fanboy.
Batman February 2028.
yeah,
I
and then
don't-
like
I don't trust I don't trust anything else going on.
Did
in this
James
universe
Gunn-
Right
No,
now.
Is
no,
Ja-
no, but it's not the James Gunn one. I'm talking about the Matt Reeves. The Matt Reeves.
Oh,
Did it
that
take
got
that
pushed to
long?
28. Yeah, like what the
Did that
fuck?
Yeah,
did it
February
take that
24.
long because Matt Reeves was really wanted to have a good script, or because James Gunn was telling him no? I wonder. I haven't heard one
It's
way or the
probably
other.
James
Well,
Gunn.
no, they're not in the same universe.
I know,
Yeah,
but
we know.
he's
but,
still the
But
head.
that's the thing. He's trying
Mm.
to get his Batman out also. So
Yeah.
it's just weird. It's weird.
I hope it's
All right, you
because
got
Matt
that.
Reeves
It's-
really wanted to nail down a good movie and write a good
Yeah,
movie.
I think I have all the faith in Matt Reeves. He has not made a bad movie in the
Did
slightest.
you hear
to me,
Robert
so-
Pattinson say he just keeps taking roles because he was waiting, and then he's like, I just keep taking movies because I
I'm
don't
not
know.
worried about Matt Reeves. I'm worried about Warner Brothers, and
Yeah,
that's what I'm
Yeah.
worried about.
2028. That's rough because it was at 22 or 23 for the Batman.
That movie came out in
wasn't it
22.
What- let me see.
21
I
or
think
20.
like
It was
even
22. It was
2021,
originally
but I guess it's
21. They pushed
22.
it to 22,
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
and that was-
28.
2022 is
6
August
years.
or
You
March.
kidding?
March
For a
4th.
sequel?
I don't know how Dune Part 3 is already coming
years.
out. Did they have these written? Did they have all 3 written before? Because
I'm sure. Well, Denis Villeneuve. Remember, I mean, that dude's also a genius, man. I think he's one of the best directors. But he also had like he knew that this was gonna be like a 3-parter from the
I
beginning.
mean, they're
so-
shooting out in the desert. It's not a simple little thing that they're getting these movies
Not
done.
at all. No.
And the visual effects, I thought some shots in Dune Part 1 looked a little blurry. I think they weren't sure. It looked good, but at times there were some like blurrier CGI shots. But in 2 it all looked fantastic. But anyway, enough of the
All right,
movie
video
talk. That's why
games.
Terrell decided he wasn't going to show up.
Yeah.
Figured- so I've completed all the story stuff in Saros, and I took a few runs trying to get the audio and text logs, and it's just like Returnal, where some of it was story, like you had to wait to certain story moments, and then certain audio logs would pop up. But now that I'm done with that, now it's just chance. I have one audio log in the first biome, and I've played 3 times. I played through it and didn't come across it because it's in one of the rooms that's random. And so it was either yesterday or Saturday. I had a 2-hour 40-minute run. I didn't die once. You get like a die, and then you can I forget what it's, second chance. I didn't even die once. I had second chance turned off. I didn't even know it. In the options you can turn off, you can kind of add buffs and nerfs. And I started at the first biome, and unlike Returnal, this doesn't stop you at the halfway point no matter what. I made it all the way to the end boss. I maxed out my level. It's called proficiency. So I was at level 100. So all my weapons were just the top tier version. They don't even have an achievement for hitting the top level, of which, I mean, it took me quite a bit without dying to get to it. I was like, there's no achievement for hitting the max level? Like, come on. Like, if you're going to have a fucking achievement, that should have been one. So I got this badass gun. I'm top level, so you get some perks or whatever. I got some good artifacts. My special was awesome, and I'm just running through. I even go to the dark, what do they call them? There's like these hard, almost like in Doom 2016, like you go into through this portal, and it's like a really hard area. And,
Oh yeah, I forget.
but
Was there a
in
name
this
to it?
game, in Saros, they're called they have a like nightmare strands. I did all those without dying. I'm just wrecking things, and I'm like, and then I got to beat the end boss, and then it's like that's when I realized that that's when I saw the last ending, and it said, now it says explore tomorrow or something, like it was a day repeating. Now apparently the day is not repeating, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And I got 30 hours in the game. I do feel compelled to try to complete everything. I don't know if I took a break with Returnal and then came back. But just the general combat, shooting, exploration, the movement, everything's great. The levels, the biomes all look great. Some stunning scenery. It's enjoyable. I said last, the story stuff's, it's fine. It's not really that compelling. I didn't really like some of the main character, some of the story stuff. But once I'm done with that, and I'm just playing the game, I'm going through the biomes. I don't have any story to deal with. I'm really enjoying it, and I would definitely recommend it to anyone that liked Returnal.
Did you end up liking the character anymore?
No, I mean, just not having any character, any kind of moments, just makes the game more enjoyable. You just play the game. He doesn't talk to himself like in other games. Once you're done with the story, then it's just you're just playing the game. You're just in.
So he's no Aloy.
Nope, you're just playing and running around, being a badass and collecting stuff. And but the thing is, there's some guns that are just like, I'd be curious to see if somebody could like beat the game with this one gun. You shoot these discs out. You get like 2 or 3 discs, and then you have to hold the left trigger slightly, and it like electrocutes them. And they're like, but it's like connected with like just an electric current. There's not like a wire, and you have to like try to move around. And then you pull the trigger in all the way, and then they come back. And if you miss, then you got to pull them back and shoot it. And it's just like, I can't imagine some of the big bosses where they're like really far away. I don't even know how you would freaking hit them with this weapon. Like, I'd be curious. It's
the disc that you shoot, are they physical discs?
Yep. But what is the other? There's not as much. I don't think there's many guns as in Returnal. But then there's this like crossbow. It's just amazing. You have no ammo to worry about. You just shoot it. But there's 3 variations. There's one you just hold the button and it just shoots forever. If you pull the trigger in, then it shoots individual like heat-seeking things that just find all the targets for you. You don't even have to hardly aim. And then there's a version, it's a burst fire. You have to hold the trigger, charge, and then release. So there's a little more skill. And then there's a single shot version where you have to hold it, release, and it just shoots a single beam. And so there's a good variety there, but overall, like I don't regret getting it. I don't know, even though I put 30 hours into, I enjoy the game. I can't say like it's definitely a full price recommend. Like I would probably say try to see if you can get it on sale or used or something. But
that sounds like a good idea.
So that for me, like that's pretty much. I'm not getting Wolverine. I can't see a scenario where I get Wolverine. So
you're not getting Wolverine.
I don't know. It might be the last like new physical PlayStation game I ever buy. Like physical.
No, God of War.
You're not getting Lawfare?
I guess that's potential.
That I think is the actual last one, unless Intergalactic comes out like before then.
But
so is that I think some people have talked about it. So does that signal when we believe the PS5 or PS6 will come out?
Oh yeah, definitely. I would assume it'd be.
So what are we thinking? We're thinking early 27 or 28 or.
Well, I would think the latest is 2028, and then it maybe potentially even still holiday next year, and you have it where they don't print discs for that console.
Well, it's weird because it's like, maybe it's just Sony, but they still third parties have to still order their discs from Sony, right? Because Sony has, or at least Sony has some ownership of the Blu-ray. So, like, there's still going to be people are going to still be making games for PS5. So does that mean everybody's cutting off their physical games? Or
well, yeah, they said that any game that comes out before that date, they will continue to print copies for companies. But anything after, they're no longer making physical discs for new games after. So even PS5, if after 2028, you're not making any more physical games for 2028 for PS5. That's the whole idea. Is that's the hard cutoff. Anything before, we'll keep printing out copies. Anything after, there's no more new. That's the whole idea.
So get your copies together before January, folks. Get your physicals as many as you can.
I think there might be some games might be worth buying, not opening, and kind of holding on to. Even third party, first party. Just it might not turn into anything, but it might.
Well, especially whatever the last game physical. Whatever the very
I would say like even something that I don't know what kind of limited like Devil's Third, there wasn't a lot of copies of that made, so that's why it's so much. The value went up so quickly. Like
Yeah.
if they make 10 million copies and there's a bunch sitting on shelves, a game's never going to go up
For sure.
in price. But might be something to think about.
Yeah, so whoever you are, if you make fucking Poop Slinger 2 for a PS5, you don't make some copies of that fucking game. Be the last to put out that game. That bitch is gonna sell.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
shit's gonna sell. And you hear Poop Slinger, and you think, oh, that's funny, but that's an actual game on PS4.
Is that
that
the
is
is that
like,
what it is? Because I know there's one that's like an insane amount price, and it's
yeah,
literally
it's
something
insanely
like
expensive on PS4 called Poop Slinger. And
Is that what it
'cause
was?
it's just a
That's
mystery.
crazy.
There's a mystery behind that game for some reason, and that adds to its value, I guess. I saw it like in a Wada case for like what, 10 grand or something. It's insane. There's not a lot of copies out there of Poop Slinger, so
Yeah. Okay. So
it
yeah,
does
I'm
look
seeing it
kind of
right now.
funny.
Yeah,
It's a
that's
funny
what it is.
looking
Poop
game,
Slinger.
Mhm.
Yeah.
a meme game.
Crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's one of the rarest PS4 games.
Yeah, it's hard to when you're in the moment to know, like, unless they broadcast how many they actually made of
Yeah.
something.
What I'm saying is, now you know, whoever you are, developer, waiting to put your game out and just before January 28th,
Well,
or maybe you get a bunch of copies made
get it
and
made
put them
in
out after
advance and
January
put it
28th.
out. Yeah,
You gonna sell. You gonna sell.
every
son. So
copy's gonna sell.
all
Yeah.
them shit's gonna sell. So
Well, I think you'll see
that's
people
a good move.
battling. You'll be battling to see who's the last one. Who's the last
Yeah.
one.
And then there's going to
Yeah,
be
'cause
some
even like
company that will convert digital games to discs, like somehow, and sell them
Yeah.
black market or whatever.
Well, I'll say right here
Yeah.
that the last Poop Slinger that sold was actually a few days ago for $625, brand new.
Yeah. Yeah. And somebody, I think I was
Poop
watching Metal
Slinger.
Jesus or something, and somebody gave him a couple of copies for free.
What?
And I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Weird dudes.
Did you
man.
see the official 100% official now Nintendo of America tweeted about Call of Duty pre-orders for Modern Warfare 4 on Switch 2?
Oh yeah, they get like a month in advance. Why they
I
do it
heard
so
people
early?
say it was confirmed, but this is the first official that I've seen official, like, where it's not just people
If they don't
saying
put
it,
a Call of Duty out, they're gonna get their ass sued. So it has to be
but it's like
150 million
Oh,
new
they got an
people.
open
Oh wait,
beta. Oh, that's
yeah, they got a
interesting.
beta. Yeah, that's right.
They got and it's an open beta for August 28th. That's cool. I'm definitely gonna play that to try what it's like on Switch. No doubt about that.
yeah, might as well do that. That's the only Call of Duty I'm playing on the Switch is that open beta.
Yeah, I mean, I actually didn't know that they had an open beta. That's really cool. It's August 28th to the September 1st,
When
so that weekend.
when does Raiders come out? Is it
Is it
Friday?
next week or this Friday? I mean, this Friday.
This week, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this
I got to get my
Yeah.
pre-order in so I can get that $10 off on the physical.
Yeah.
yeah, it's the 24th.
I didn't honestly. I didn't
probably.
even look at the release date. I was kind of gonna have it be a surprise when it showed up, but
The 23rd. So yeah, on Thursday, right? Yeah, this Thursday.
Thursday, yeah.
I don't know why they'd be doing
get my
things Thursday nowadays, but
unrelated. But
Yeah.
did you see the one DC stuff for Fortnite? There's like a Batman and like a skip, like a Speedo. like it's just
no,
crazy.
yeah.
There's like it's on Nintendo's official YouTube page.
Yeah, I missed that myself.
And there's a
There's,
long like trailer for it. Like they show it in animation, but the actual game's like, it's like CG.
Did you see Marvel Rivals Captain America has a huge dick?
No.
The what?
It sounds insane, but
What?
they you know how it's hilarious looking and it's so funny. It's an official skin for
It's the animation, or not animation, but like the character design makes it look like he has a huge
no, they gave him a huge dick.
peck.
I'm gonna show you right now. It's hilarious, and I'm like, that's pretty funny. Look at this. I'm about to share it. It is a big.
He's excited to share Captain America's weenus.
That's Captain America, I guess.
Yeah.
It's not.
He's
It's
a-
Why
not.
is he
All I
wearing
see is.
purple?
You don't
All I
see
see
it?
is Game Cubes.
Oh, okay. Well, you gotta. Maybe you gotta wait. You did. Oh, you know. You still.
Yeah.
It didn't pop up for you. Probably
You know, all I
closing
see is
it. Open.
spinning Game Cubes. The stream you're viewing currently has reduced video or audio
Yeah.
quality. This may be due to network conditions. Error 2002. What the fuck? Oh, there we go. What the fuck?
Oh, you see it?
A banana. What is that? Whoa.
That's hilarious. And I'm like, you know what? Hey, man, that's one of the first times that I've seen
What is this from?
from Marvel Rivals. This is official. This is official skin for the summer.
Bruh, what they doing? Hey, come on now.
That's hilarious. I ain't gonna lie. That's awesome.
It is funny.
That's distracting.
And there's a thing where he like sits down or something, and it's clipping through like the chair.
Come on.
That's hilarious. That is funny. as
What?
hell.
They have a female equivalent to that character
Oh,
design?
I mean, every single one have huge tits,
Oh,
big
really?
ass. Oh, dude, Marvel Rivals, everyone is thick. Every single character is thick in Marvel
Yeah,
Rivals.
it's the character design.
It must be
Look,
where I
look.
saw a Rogue. I didn't know what it was from. She had a big booty.
Let me see. Yeah, I mean, everyone is thick in that game.
Check the Poison Ivy Fortnite skin, embracing the goon. You gooning, Visor?
Yeah, that's why it's like for Marvel Rivals, like, hey man, everyone's sexual in this game. It don't matter who you are, everyone's gonna be sexual. I'm like, hey, yeah, why not?
Call of Booty. There you go, Ipsers. That's what you're looking for.
It's funny we're talking about thick,
Call
and I just scrolled to Bryce Dallas Howard at 44 in a swimsuit.
Lord Jesus.
it's probably AI, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah,
Goddamn AI ruining our lives.
I mean,
Look, they got this is, I guess, some of the summer skins. This is like a collection of them. And I mean, hey, everyone's
The goddamn
huge. And
game again.
everyone's huge. Everyone's got
Oh,
Oh,
thickness.
now everybody's a GameCube except for me. What
Oh,
the
really?
fuck? Yeah, there must be too much bandwidth.
I don't think
being
that
sucked
the
around this one.
women don't look like ridiculously
we
over
go.
the top or anything.
No, but they got big ass titties.
Well, I wouldn't
Not like
say-
massive to the
Oh
point.
my
like,
Lord, have mercy! We just
I
got
don't-
demonetized. That's it.
those are big titties.
I don't know who that is in the green. I don't know
Eh.
who that's supposed to be. I wouldn't say those are big ass titties.
The green is
wouldn't-
not
I wouldn't
as
say,
you're not, but like, you know,
Who's the-
everyone's showing skin, man. Everyone's
Yeah.
showing skin, then for sure.
So I watched not to get back into movies, but the Avengers Doomsday trailer. I watched Grace Randolph breaking it down, and
Oh, I still haven't watched it yet.
she's pointing out some of the Fantastic Four outfits, and Reed Richards has this like stupid short coat on, and he's standing there, and he just looks he looks stupid, and then
You
the
better fix
things
that word, son.
the thing is like tiny next to everybody, and it's just kind of funny to see how, like, I thought Pedro looked the part in the movie, but in this trailer he's got this weird coat. It's just, and his white gloves, it looks weird, but anyway. Mantis, I don't know Mantis.
I don't know who this is, but they're showing some very obvious.
What are we doing
just
right? What are we doing
booty.
right now?
That Storm, I don't know who that is.
I don't know, but she just laying down, enjoying the
Storm.
the waves.
That's just like a
booty.
surfer outfit, to be honest. That's
Well,
like,
it's a summer. These are all summer.
Yeah,
these are
that's
all
like-
summer outfits.
not even joking. That's like the female surfer outfit. That
No, I know, but I mean, she's
yeah,
showing booty. It's nice booty. I mean, it ain't bad booty.
Showing booty, nice booty.
It's nice booty. It is.
yeah, that's a nice pose and
There ain't much more
Good
you can
artwork.
do in terms of a woman's pose. I mean, to be fair.
good artwork.
Well, that's the skin. You can
Damn
do.
it! Before we got into that, I was gonna bring something up.
Yeah,
Talking about
sidetracked
Splatoon
by
pre-orders.
by goonery.
Oh,
Those
this
ones I
isn't
was
what
like,
I
what?
thought, but I'm seeing a lot of, thanks to Sony, I'm seeing a lot of people pick
That
up
was
the Switch.
Mantis.
People
Jeez.
picking up the Switch 2. People are enjoying the Switch 2.
Oh,
They're
yes.
going to Nintendo. They're gonna go to. I think they might make Nintendo their main platform. You know, it could just be bullshit or just first reaction.
Yeah, I'm sure it's algorithm bullshit. It's like, people are just.
But
jumping on
also,
that. I don't think.
like there's a bunch of people posting Breath of the Wild videos, playing Breath of the Wild for the first time now, and it's like I've watched, at some point it's over saturation. Like the first 3 channels I watched is interesting, but even I still click on them because I just want to hear the setup. All right, I was a Pokemon is the only Nintendo I ever played with Pokemon, or I was a big PlayStation guy, or a big single player or multiplayer guy. So they always got an angle. But it's just seeing people just like, man, this game,
I was a PC gamer.
yeah. But like the freedom of this game, or just especially the Switch 2 version, looks beautiful, and just love to see it. That game, Breath of the Wild is just definitely gonna be like it's gonna keep selling. Tears of the Kingdom, like it's crazy because I enjoyed the game, but I barely touched it. Other than played the Switch 2 version, I replayed the opening, like the plateau, Sky Temple.
You watch that video I pointed out,
and
pointed out all the issues.
I think Tears of the Kingdom's gonna kind of be forgotten over time.
I don't know.
It's the new Majora's Mask. Nah,
it's like
don't do that.
Every single Zelda game has its fan base, man. Like every single one.
Well, yeah,
for sure.
Like,
but these two are like they're so
hear,
closely tied.
There's not really, to be honest with you, there's not really a Zelda game that I feel is like out of the realm of talking. Like people talk about, even like, doesn't matter, Minish Cap, don't matter. Like people, I always hear the discussion of every single Zelda.
I'm not saying there won't be a single person on Earth that will talk about it.
No, but like in general, like when you hear discussions, people
Breath of the Wild
people bring up
still that game though. It'll always be that game. Like,
well, yeah, but everyone else.
There's Ocarina of Time, and there's Breath of the Wild. Those are the ones.
There's Ocarina of Time, and then Wind Waker, definitely loved and liked, but Ocarina of Time, and even Majora's Mask. Ocarina of Time is the game everyone talks about still, and people
sure, but
Retro Death likes Majora's Mask better. People like Majora's Mask better, or some people like Wind Waker the best. It's just, but.
No, Retro Death's a piece of shit.
But when people talk about like the greatest games, or I'm gonna finally play this game, it's gonna be Ocarina of Time. They're not gonna be like, I'm finally playing my first 3D Zelda game. It's Majora's Mask. Like it's gonna be Ocarina of Time or Breath of the Wild.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, just the two. They're the two Goliath amongst a bunch of really great games. So,
but I mean, more people probably Tears of the Kingdom than Ocarina at this point, though, because it's sold double, triple.
But I think Breath of the Wild is just gonna keep pulling past Tears of the Kingdom, because it's still selling almost like the same. Plus, it had the huge lead with initial sales.
It's one of those. It's just like with it's just the next 3D Mario ain't going to outsell Odyssey. I think, I don't think that's gonna happen.
It won't outsell, but who knows? The next 3D Mario could be so revolutionary.
I think we're at the point where like Switch 1 games sold so well. Next, Animal Crossing is not outselling New Horizons. I don't think so. I just don't think so. I really don't.
Making these prognostications,
but I think it's just because
it's just such massive numbers. Some of that to get over.
It's the next game. Like it might need 2 more generations for a game to catch
That's
fire.
What I'm saying. It could be another.
Because no one thought Mario Kart Wii was going to be outsold at that point.
And people like now, Switch, blah blah blah. But I remember when I said I believe the Switch is going to outsell the Wii. People were like, oh no.
I agree. I said that shit. I always said combine the handheld with console, you go outsell the Wii. I always felt the same. But in the end of the day, no one obviously predicted the 70 million Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Like no one thought that, but because of how big it is, I'm like, I don't know, man. That's such a tall ask to like. I just that shit is like.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be tough for an Animal Crossing.
Switch 2 is selling better than the Switch 1.
Yeah,
even at the higher price.
I know, but that doesn't mean I think it's going to outsell it overall.
And by the way, this bitch is going to be the only console with fucking physical media on it. People gonna eat that shit up. I'm telling you, bro.
No, I mean, look, I
And it's
believe it or not,
getting more of the
I definitely
third-party
don't think it's
games.
outselling the Switch 1. I don't think
Yeah.
the Switch 2 is gonna outsell the Switch 1 personally. And I definitely don't
I
think
didn't say that.
I don't know, man. I don't see that
No,
personally.
I didn't say that.
Oh, well, I don't. I'm just saying. Also, I don't think that. I don't think. I don't know. I think. I don't know, man. I think some of these huge, again, Odyssey was like almost 30 million. Like these
I'm
are
just saying,
crazy huge numbers.
there's a perfect storm happening. Yeah, there's some people bullshitting. Oh man, I left my PS5. I'm going to Switch 2 or Switch 2 this generation. Blah blah blah. There's some bullshit to that, but I think there's some legitimacy to that shit. First of all, I'm super surprised at the backlash, the biggest reaction.
Yeah.
Like, I thought there would be some, but good God, I'm everything Sony puts out. Where's the
Yeah.
physical?
Mhm.
It don't matter what they're talking about in their tweet and anything. People are still like going crazy over that.
You know they got a
And I've
group.
seen ton. Oh, what?
I said, you know, they got a they've had a group of people together trying to figure out their next move. They haven't said anything, but you know
Yeah.
they've been talking about how are we gonna address this? Do we say nothing and just let it fizzle out, or do we gotta?
I think that's what they're doing, man.
I
I
If
think
people
think- I
don't
think
give
it's
up,
just
that was
though,
the
waiting.
plan.
if people don't give
I
up,
think
they're
that was
gonna
the
have
plan,
to.
but I don't. Yeah. But like I said, there's a perfect storm happening. You're gonna have a bunch of people that are gonna come over. People are. I've seen people who are digital only right now. People have been digital only. I've been digital only since 2014. They're saying I'm not buying a fucking PS6 if it's a digital only. Like what? Well, what? Why wouldn't you buy one? Like what? Why does it even affect you? But they're saying that yeah, with no used market, the prices they're paying for digital games is probably going to shoot up, and that makes a lot of sense. But I'm saying it's a perfect storm that could happen, where all these people who are
Maybe.
disgruntled as shit can jump over onto Switch 2, and Switch 2 can keep that price reasonable, keep that price
Yeah,
down.
they got to really try to hold
That
it
shit
down
could-
on that 500.
Yeah, they hold that price. Yeah, man, they got a chance. They got a chance to shock the world. They got a chance to shock us. It could be a console that outsells the Switch. I'm not saying it will be. I mean, that's a hard task.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because and that's why we always talk about the physical stuff, but it's strange because you know, console gaming has been stagnant actually since the PS2. Because we like to say the Switch One essentially outsold the PS2, and God damn it, it has essentially. But
And it did.
But technically, let's say
Without,
it didn't.
without the fucking gimmick, by the way. Which people underplay.
Yeah.
People underplay that gimmick of the DVD player. That was fucking huge for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Having a DVD player on that PS2.
Well, what I'm saying is that console sales have been stagnant for decades, and it's not like it's not really a industry that is growing. And I think people are really it's not really the console space has not been growing, and so it's like
they say that, but Nintendo has been growing. Like their numbers have been growing.
Yes, technically,
Like,
technically they did grow. Yes, they did. Because it's their highest. It's a new highest. So yes, technically.
But they don't want to talk about Nintendo.
But
so they're talking about Sony and Microsoft when they say stagnant.
No. So it's if you combine the generations, like it's just the whole idea is that Xbox been lower and lower. And the whole idea is that it's like you're now going to make the PS6 worse, essentially you're gonna fuck over the core people, and you're gonna make it where new people that should be getting into the industry should be into getting the PS6 that should be playing first party Sony titles, all this type of stuff, they won't be, and they're gonna be tossed to free to play. It's just gonna be more people tossed to free to play, more people tossed to microtransaction, and it sucks because you want
or tossed to PC gaming.
Or tossed to PC game, and then they're gonna be tossed to Roblox and shit. But it's like my thing is like it's like my thing is like realistically, it's like it just sucks because we need people to want to buy the next $60 game, $70. Like you want that, and this is just discouraging that. It's not encouraging people to do that. If you have it where you cannot buy used, you cannot rent, you cannot do anything. Like you're making all these restrictions in a market that's stagnant, that is technically not growing to the degree, and you're like, what are they thinking? Like how I still can't understand. Like you look long term. How does this benefit you? Like I'm not understanding.
Well, I think they are looking long term. They're thinking, eventually, all this whining and crying. If everything's digital, people ain't gonna be complaining about this shit no more. They're gonna be moved on. That's their calculation. That's their bet, and they could be right. Eventually, because I'm looking at the kids that I teach. I'm looking at my own kids even. They don't care about no physical games. They play fucking Among Us and and Roblox, and they don't give a shit about any of that stuff. So they're making a calculation.
They
They're
actually
like,
don't even like
you know,
physical. I mean, they don't want to have
Well,
Yeah.
to.
I don't want to. To be fair, though, again, I think about even as a kid, like you know, again, I played a bunch of random bullshit, downloaded things on Xbox 360 that were not physical, they were digital, and I would download demos, and I think it's the idea is as you grow up and as you get into stuff, it's like they should want
Yeah.
to encourage, and that's where Nintendo comes in, where they still are
Yeah.
more welcome with different genres and stuff. But obviously Sony and they be very, we're doing this one
Yeah.
thing, and that's
But-
not growing your
but,
market. That's not growing your
No,
fan base.
but I was gonna say the flip side of that is they don't pay for shit. they don't pay for Roblox. They don't pay for Fortnite.
Exactly.
Like, they don't. So they're definitely not gonna go out and buy a fucking $1,100 console.
That's what I'm
to
saying.
play
So
that
how
shit.
is how is I'm trying to
that's
think long
yeah.
term. How does that benefit you? I'm not understanding. Like it
That's-
doesn't make any
hey,
sense. Like,
If I
that's
can't
what
play-
I'm saying.
Like the biggest thing,
so we're agreed. Yeah, that's,
If I can't
that's
play
how
my-
We're agreeing. Yeah, we're.
if I can't
I
play
don't
some
get it.
late gen PS5 game on the PS6, if I have a disc, or even any of my PS5, I mean, I've played quite a few PS4 games over the years on PS5. If
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't
Yeah.
do that, then that's a huge blow. Like, for one, I'm not gonna be able to sell my PS5 Pro and get some money towards the PS6. I'm gonna have to have two consoles like that. That's another thing that would annoy me. I'm not attached
Yeah.
to PlayStations like that. Like, get the new one, I sell the old one. I've never missed one yet. So, because
Well, stuff if it's backwards compatible,
yes, because
Or
once
I
I got
guess how would like you said, how
Well,
would this be?
I-
don't know. how you-
This
Yeah.
bitch ain't gonna be backwards compatible to some extent. Yeah, it'd be backwards with probably with
For
your digital
digital
games,
dudes.
but
For
Yeah.
digital dudes.
that's it.
if I can slap my disc drive off my PS5 Pro on it, I mean that would be a selling point. Even if the PS6 games aren't going to be on the disc, at least I could make it my new PS5 Pro on top of being PS6. That way I could sell the PS5 Pro. If I have to keep that around, then there's no way I'm going to buy a PS6 if I have to keep the PS5 Pro too. Just not going to do it. Different with Nintendo. I try to keep my Nintendo systems, but I always get rid of the old Sony system. I've only had since the 3, so it's not like I had the 1 and 2. It's just weird. Especially after I said last week, 82% of the PS5 sales are the disc version, or somebody bought a disc drive to
Yeah.
go with it. It's like that's a
Yeah, it's like,
huge percentage. That's
Yeah.
a vast majority. It's not
yeah.
even close.
I mean, that's
And you could charge more for this shit too. Like I'm not
crazy.
understanding. Like you could charge more for
your
the disc
math
drive.
ain't mathing, right? Your math
It
isn't
must
mathing,
just.
you're
I wonder
saying
if it's
these
something to
digital
do with
numbers.
the production side of this, that they just don't want to. They don't want to invest in anymore. They don't want to.
Yeah, well,
do
I'm
it
sure
anymore.
their math is mathing. They're like, we're gonna save money for this. Everybody's gonna have to come to our store to buy games, so we don't have to give a 20% cut to nobody. Like their math is mathing for them.
Yeah, but I think I really believe they're just thinking short term, because in my mind, if
Well,
I'm
yeah,
a
of
kid,
course they
if
are.
I'm a kid growing up, right, and you only have access, you get yourself maybe a Switch 2, and then maybe by then you're talking a Switch 3, and then you see this PlayStation and this Xbox are well over $1,000, and it's kind of out of reach, and then all of a sudden you're introduced, you got a little laptop, and you start playing a little laptop, you start playing Robot, you get introduced to Steam, and then it's like you look at this other, and there's like nothing really essential to get on this PlayStation, and I just feel like you're gonna have
Yeah.
multiple generations where I just feel like the PlayStation 6 is destined to be the lowest selling PlayStation console, and
Yeah,
then I think the
yeah.
PlayStation 7 will be destined to be lower than the PS6. Like
They're
I'm not understanding where they're thinking. How are you
It's-
gonna raise a generation? You're not getting anybody. I'm not understanding.
you're not going to grow, that's for sure. I mean, they're making a calculation. They're you're making an educated guess. Like I don't understand, because it's like, if you look at the history of stuff, anytime a company, a video game company especially, knew what the next thing was gonna be, they were fucking wrong. Like, how many times did Xbox try to become, oh, this is gonna be the center of your living room?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They tried that shit, and it never worked. It never worked. Like, Nintendo tried it a little bit with the TV and shit, and that shit completely collapsed. Trying to be the center of the living room was like nothing. Nobody wanted that. No gamer wanted that ever.
Yeah.
And they kept thinking that was going to be the future. Fucking Xbox One came with a fucking cable line hookup in the back of the console.
Yeah, you're supposed to
like,
hook your cable box into it through. I think it was through HDMI. Wasn't
yeah.
it?
And
Because
it's
then
just
people
like,
were hooking their Wii U's to it, but it had like ridiculous lag.
right.
So
But they don't know. So trying to make a decision that's going to affect your business immensely based on what you think market trends are going to, like, that means nothing.
and also
in
like
entertainment, it means nothing.
Yeah.
just like what I was saying with Game Pass all these years, it's like you can't gain Game Pass subscriptions if you don't sell consoles. Well, how are their PlayStation Store going to flourish if the people aren't buying the PS6? I mean, unless they stick with PS5.
That's what I'm trying to. That's what I don't.
Because
get,
like
I'm not
Steam,
understanding.
you don't have to. I mean, unless you want a Steam machine or a Steam Deck, you don't have to buy any hardware to use Steam. It's just you got a
Exactly.
PC with any type of graphics card.
Yeah.
Because I think in their mind they're like, well, look at what Steam did. Look at the hold Steam has off PC gamers. Like guys that won't even create an Epic account, even with the free games.
I was
Because all their
not only would it not create it, they're upset that it even exists.
Yeah.
and they're really
Why does
mad
this
when a
Epic thing exist in
game's
my universe?
stuck to it.
Yeah.
But it's
Oh yeah,
like
don't do that, Epic.
PC gamers are a different breed, man. It's
Yeah,
like,
I don't know. I always find that
I mean, in one regard, I mean, they're right. They don't ever have to pay for online because, like I've said before, like who's gonna try to charge PC guys to play to chat online when there's so many ways you can just do it for free? Like who's gonna be the one? Like Steam gonna try to charge you to pay online? Guess what?
Yeah.
They're just gonna use Discord, or somebody's gonna create their own server and create their own way to chat. They can't do it, even if they wanted to. They can't do it.
Well, that's what I'm trying to understand.
It's not free
too, is, like,
because
I
was gonna say the online's not free because they're such good people, the PC gamers, and it's just because there's no way they could get away with charging for online.
Yeah, they can't lock you down.
The only reason.
Yeah,
they want to,
Well,
they just can't. That's all.
That's what I'm thinking too. Is
love
that like
to.
you're talking about a $1,000+ console, then on top of it, you're talking about you sell. I mean, the PS Plus keeps increasing. So it's like $80 a year, especially for the
The
base.
value doesn't.
The base, and then it's like you're talking 180 for the whole, for like the premium or the top tier. You times that by 7 years or whatever, you're adding in hundreds of dollars extra that you're paying throughout the generation that could go towards a PC or go towards a different console. Or
Right.
it's just like I just don't get it, and it's something where it's like, and there's no, and mind you, I mean, that's why at least with the Switch Online, we'd be split into between 7 people, and you're paying a few bucks a year.
Yeah.
And then meanwhile for Sony, it's one. There is no family plan. It's one person is that $8, and you're like, damn, it's so rigid. There's no, and it just like
it's
weird.
It's funny to see Nintendo as the consumer-friendly option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a Digital Foundry clip. I didn't watch it, but is Nintendo the most ethical gaming company or whatever? It's like, yeah, you guys weren't saying that. Yeah, John Lennon brought up when they're suing when they were suing people for doing this and that. Yeah, sometimes it was a little ridiculous, but other times,
Yeah. But like, come on, like when we're talking about treating their employees and having a job and creating games, it's like, bro, they've always been the best in terms of that. Like, they're the
Or sharing
hypertension
your
in the
digital
industry.
games. Who else does that? Nintendo lets you share digital games.
It is true, yeah.
What?
Also,
I share with my stepdad some digital game. I just lend him the game and he plays it. That's
their executives
it's
take
cool.
way less pay than like the Western studios, and I mean they make good money.
I just saw that like in combined, it's like they don't. It's like a drop in a bucket compared to like the bonus for like EA.
Yeah, like
It's like
EA's
it's
head
That's
nothing.
guy.
it's sustainable because no one person at your company should be making 30 million plus as at their job. Nobody should be making that. And
The EA
that's
guy
what's
was
sucking
making
all
that
the
in
life.
bonuses, 30 million.
No, it is like what?
Why? Like,
That's insanity.
Yeah.
of course he probably made it that way so he could get that money, but it's like
Well,
that
of
money should be
course,
going into your studios, going into.
going back into the company.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's talking about reinvestment. What you
you're not
come
doing
on.
anything that special, bro.
You shouldn't be making
Especially
more
EA.
than
What the fuck?
freaking
Y'all ain't doing shit.
like making more than like a star football player. I mean, now they're making 50 million a year, but the top guys. But like,
Goddamn.
if a
Yeah,
player
you're not
makes
doing
20
anything
million a
that
year, you're like,
special.
oh my god, like that's a big payday. And this EA guy just for sitting there in a chair at the top office and sitting in meetings and telling people, gotta make this happen, get it
You're
done.
firing people that make 80,000 a year. Like, get the
Yeah,
fuck out.
and that's it's like again, like the big thing with we always say with Nintendo is that they hold on to talents for decades,
Yeah,
and
that's what
it's
another
like
thing.
and
Like,
it's like
Yeah.
that's a big thing that like, dude, again, I always have to point out something like Rhythm Heaven is a game that none of these big companies would ever make a game like Rhythm Heaven.
But never
It
made that game. Never.
sold well, and you know what? That the same producer like came back, and apparently he like had cancer in between like the games or whatever. So that's why it's been a while since the last game and stuff. And how many crazy ass evil ass CEOs that these other dudes would be like, okay, well let's just continue without this guy. But Nintendo's like, yo, when you're ready, come
Yeah,
back. We'll
we're
make a
gonna
Rhythm
wait.
Heaven with you.
Right.
It's like, and they did it, and it sold a ton of copies, and they
You
probably
can't
made
just
a budget back in
you
an
can't
hour.
just yeah, because you can't just factory make a fucking Rhythm Heaven game. You're like that's a very distinct personality wise game. Not anybody. You can't just throw anybody at that kind of shit. You have
Yeah.
to wait for a guy like that. But other companies, like you said, wouldn't wait. They would just pump out something similar and think it's
Yeah.
gonna hit. And it's like, no.
what do you
not gonna
think?
work.
What do you think Phil Spencer made a year, like salary and bonuses and stuff? What do you think they were?
I think that was out there. I have to look it up. I'm pretty sure that was out there.
Yeah.
I saw a.
I would guess he wouldn't be like the highest paid dude, but I'm sure he made some bank.
Yeah, definitely.
Who
Let's
was I
see.
thinking that? Oh, like these football teams now are worth
This one says his
billions.
annual salary was 10 million.
He seemed more
That's
of a
not-
humble guy,
That's not crazy.
Well,
it's
but
still a
again,
lot of
but
money.
compared to the Nintendo CEO, which
Yeah.
makes 2.2
Right,
million.
Yeah.
it's not crazy compared to other Western
Yeah.
executives. Is what I'm saying. Compared, yeah, you're talking
Todd Howard probably makes that.
Mil.
I bet you Todd Howard makes close to that.
Oh, I'm
Bethesda.
sure.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
Um,
crazy.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought up the. I wanted to talk about the. You brought up the pay to play online stuff, and I got into an argument with somebody in my comment. Like I'm talking like 40 reply,
Damn.
like insanity.
I had one of
Because
those.
this guy would not let go, and I'm like, yo, I understand how the algorithm works and how I'm gonna, I'll come back and forth with you because you're just bringing, clicks to my channel, or whatever. But so he was like, he was trying to, basically trying to blame Microsoft for everything. He was like, oh yeah, they brought in pay to play online. I'm like, no, they didn't. that was Sega.
Dreamcast, yeah.
And he's like, oh, Dreamcast did that first. And he's like, oh well, but SegaNet was its own ISP.
You didn't have
So
to
he's-
use it. You didn't have to use SegaNet, but
Right.
it sucked without it.
Right, but what I was saying was that nobody, because he was saying ISP, it was internet service provider, like you can surf online and all that stuff. I'm like, yeah, but who was gonna fucking give up AOL or whatever they were on to go on to SegaNet that died in 2 years? By the way, that shit
It
was
was
out
slow.
of there.
It was faster than the non,
And
but wasn't great.
Yeah. And I'm like, it wasn't a great service to begin with, but I'm like, the thing was pay to play online. Now you're trying to change the argument you were making once I pointed out that it
You
wasn't.
could
Microsoft
argue
that was first at that.
they popularized it and showed that it was a
Yeah, you can say
successful
that.
model
I
for
wouldn't argue with
Sony to
that.
copy.
I wouldn't argue with that at all. But he was trying to make it seem like, oh, Microsoft brought on all these horrible things. I'm like, well,
Clocked it.
Sony started money hatting first. They money had it poor Sega Saturn into oblivion, and pay to play online was Sega. So, but that's the narrative you deal with when you deal with the gamers in this community, is that
Look at this.
it's all
I always find
Microsoft.
this one funny where Microsoft, this was 2024. Microsoft laid off more than 2,500 people in its games division this year, which
That was after they bought the acquisition, wasn't it?
Yeah, then it says in the Satya Nadella, it goes he got a bonus of 79 million bonus. How the hell do you find enough?
God
You literally do.
dang.
How'd you find all this money to give this guy a $79 million
79
bonus?
million. It's just off of.
Well, I mean, he's over all of Microsoft, and Microsoft
Yeah.
makes
I know, but isn't that
stupid
hilarious?
money.
You lay off all these
But
people,
still,
but it's a
but
performance,
still.
but it's a performance bonus. How are you?
Performance
You lay off-
bonus.
Well, what do you
He's
think?
like,
You made a performance bonus that just your bonus
That's hilarious.
would be like richness for somebody's entire life.
Oh,
It's
That was
you
your
could divide that
bonus.
up amongst probably almost everybody they laid off, and
You
like
could have saved us
Right,
at least
and
some
pay
people.
everybody.
You could have saved some people for sure, no doubt
Like,
about
why
it.
do you
What do you
need that
think,
kind of stupid money?
what do you think
That's
the
stupid
bonuses
money.
were at Disney during peak MCU after they bought the
Oh my
MCU?
god.
Who was in charge of?
Let's
Was
see.
it Bob Iger
Bob
then?
Iger, probably.
What do you think
Iger.
when they're
Iger
making
got paid, right?
every movie's just
Iger.
doing like
And when they had to beg him to come back after
oh yeah,
Bob Chapek was a disaster, he got paid again. So, and he turned it around. He did turn it around. So,
except for that Moana live action, but
yeah, and I mean, there's going to be some missteps, but
mhm.
people forget how bad it was for Disney at the time. Chapek was
Now
a
they got to get
disaster.
somebody in charge of Star Wars.
Yeah. Well, first of all, take everything Star Wars related off of Disney Plus. Get it all off of there. Disney Plus has ruined Star Wars, as far as I'm concerned. So start there. But yeah,
Anyway,
yeah, these guys are making way too much money.
yeah,
Way
it's
too
like
much.
And
You're hurting the company.
Oh, and Donnie Arts brings up the Satellaview for Nintendo.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
They
I didn't want to
did it.
count Satellaview because that was specifically satellite or Satellaview games. Like it was a
Yeah.
specific service for though you couldn't. It wasn't. You weren't playing.
Yeah, you weren't playing
Mario.
like yeah, Mario
You
Online or
could play
something.
specific Satellaview games online. So that's why I didn't want to count that because that was like a specific service.
It was almost like you could say like a streaming service before a streaming service sort of thing. It's
Yeah. Well, then you can go back. You can go back to Sega. What was it? Sega TV or whatever it was. Because they had something like that where you can basically you were streaming games in the fucking early '90s, mid '90s.
crazy
forget what it's called.
what they were doing back then, man. And then Nintendo did it
Way
forgot how
ahead
to
of
do
their
like
time.
voice chat and
You
stuff.
this conversation triggered a memory from 1999, 2000. I just for novelty's sake, I used to open the web browser on like Dreamcast and like type in websites, and it was so slow. But the fact that I just had a website on my TV like blew my mind back then. I don't know what the browser was on the Dreamcast or how you did it. I remember the same thing on Wii U was a little more normal, but did the Wii have a browser? I remember there was another system with a browser. I used to just it wasn't great. Maybe it was 3DS.
Yeah,
maybe
the
it was
Wii had an internet browser. Yeah, it had the internet channel. Yeah.
and it was just kind of a novelty to see like a web page on a TV. Now, I mean, it's not as it's like kind of normal.
Now I would
but
never do it.
No, yeah. I
Oh,
have
yeah,
Although
web
it's cool on
TV.
Wii U. On Wii U is cool.
It sounded like
Yeah.
a fantastic idea. Like a lot of people, computers weren't like a big thing in most households at that time. So it was like, well, you want to surf the net, you want to shop, blah blah blah. How about web TV? I even bought one of them bitches, and I'm like, this sucks. I think I'm just gonna go look at my computer. This is trash. But the market trends were saying people want to do computer things on their televisions, and nah, not really.
So something I've been wanted to bring up earlier, and I don't know where Jason Schreier like his what a track record is for insider stuff. I don't know really. I know
great.
the name.
No, he's like the dude.
So he's
Schreier.
saying that I don't know if it's people that got let go, or they just people at Xbox feel more free to say stuff now. Apparently, like multiple game developers, heads of studios, were just like they hate Game Pass. Like they didn't like it from the beginning. They think it devalued not only their games but just the value of games in general, and just like people are pretty open about it. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's definitely people who felt that way. I'd be curious, like what to a game developer, like the head of a studio, like how they, what's the negative, what's the positive for them. You get paid, you put your game out. Microsoft's funding the game. I mean, obviously some of these studios are gone now, but you the benefit is they don't have to worry about, do we have enough money to make the next game if you're under the umbrella of Microsoft. But so that was something he reported. I don't know if it was yesterday or maybe Friday
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, but
And I was like, I've been kind of anti Game Pass from the beginning. I never really, I mean, to me, it was always get it for a month, or two, play some games, and then unsubscribe. Kind of like I am with Disney Plus or Netflix. That's how I always viewed it. But I also did feel like,
But why does that make you anti Game Pass? I don't.
I just thought the same what they said. I didn't like. Well, for one, I got annoyed by the pro Game Pass people telling you, if you don't have Game Pass, you're just, it's the best value. If you don't have Game Pass, you're doing game wrong. Those type of comments always annoyed me early on.
And
I'm just like,
and I just want to say, wasn't that from what's his name? Schreier. What's his name?
Jason Schreier.
Jason Schreier. Wasn't that just his opinion? He wasn't like saying.
The
This
one
wasn't like a report.
The one I saw said
That's what I saw.
Speaking to multiple studios and developers from Xbox or something, they said they just didn't like Game Pass, and they didn't like the idea of it, and they thought it devalued their games and the gaming industry in general. And to me, I always said, if Microsoft was selling 10, 15 million copies of games, they probably would have never did it. They did it because they're trying to make revenue. And
Yeah.
I don't know, it just never was appealing to me. Like people are like, oh, if Nintendo or Sony did it, I could care less. I don't even know Sony. I don't think they have anything equivalent to that. I know they have their top tier, but I'm not even sure. I know that's streaming for some games, but nothing even close to Game Pass as far as what it actually delivered. No one else tried it, but it just doesn't interest me. It never did. So for me, I was just more annoyed of the people like trying to, like I call them Game Pass thumpers, like Bible thumpers. Why are you trying to sell me on it? Like, if you like it, it's fine, but don't try to sell me on it.
Game Pass was maybe not. Well, they did direct price again, but they dropped it above what it was before. So they dropped the price. But it was at some point really. I mean, it still is. But it's not. It doesn't make sense to me anymore at the price that it is at. So it is the best deal in gaming. Like I'm not talking from a industry standpoint. I don't give a shit. I don't work at the companies. Like none of that matters to me. I'm saying for me as a gamer, was it valuable? Yes, it was super valuable, and it was a great price. But when you raise it up to $30, like even I said my threshold was probably like 18. When you raise it above that, for me, it didn't make sense because I wasn't going to be able to play all this fucking stuff. Yeah. And I'm getting charged this price every month. And I'm like, I play one game, maybe two. Yeah. At that price is not worth it anymore. Right. So.
Well, do you feel if they didn't do day one games that it would
help?
I think that would.
It would help them. I don't give a shit. Like I want the day one games as a person.
Well, for sure. I guess I'd be thinking about like
I'm in it to like decide. I'm not in Microsoft's pockets. That matters not to me at all. If this is what they want to do, and I look at it as a great deal for me, yeah, I'm gonna do it. But if I was the CEO or whatever, maybe I wouldn't do it because I'd see the numbers weren't that great for me or for us as a company. But again, like who is mad about it? I guess Xbox Studio guys because they don't sell as much on Xbox. I can understand that. Yeah, I can understand that. But like a indie company who took the money, fuck you. Like, you don't have to take the money. like, if it's not a good deal, then don't take the money and just put your game out. So I never understood that angle, because I would hear that from time to time. It's like, oh man, these companies, they could have sold it. Well, don't fucking take the money.
Well,
You could
the
have
other
sold
thing
it,
is
then
though,
just sell it.
if they didn't put their game on Game Pass, they're almost kind of, I wouldn't say forced to, but that's the diehard Xbox guys. Like, if I don't know, like, I don't have the numbers, but I would assume if it wasn't on Game Pass, they probably were just gonna be like, fuck you, why are you on Game Pass? I'm not
Okay, well, people say that, but all I hear is that Xbox is irrelevant. So you have fucking PlayStation, and you have Nintendo, and you have PC to sell to. So I'm sorry, but everybody says Xbox players don't buy shit. Okay, well, then Game Pass isn't going to help you, because I mean, I guess you take the money if you want to take the money.
And I
but
mean,
you have
we'd
to
have
look
to,
at the fact
No,
that you
I
still
think the
can
idea is
go
that
to these other companies.
that just
So
like
I don't
when
understand what the griping is about that either. I
because
don't get it.
it
well, I think
breeds.
they've been trained for the past 10 years to not buy as many games. You know what I mean? Like compared
Okay,
to
I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is that Xbox, there's not enough Xbox gamers to begin with. There's only 30 million consoles from Xbox Series out there. Who
Yeah.
gives a shit,
Well,
right? You got 90 fucking something million over here, and you got Nintendo, if you count Switch 1, fucking almost another 200 million. So, like, what are we talking about here? I don't understand.
Well, this was talking about Xbox Studios, so they're not, in some cases, they're not releasing their games anywhere else, like, it's
okay, but Xbox Studios, other than the fact that your game doesn't get maybe the accolades or the sales that you would like, you're fucking getting paid. Your Xbox Studios. It's not like you have to sell a certain amount. I hope that's not the case.
Well, didn't they have some kind
you
of?
Still have to sell,
they tracked.
You still have to sell 20 million units on Xbox.
I think they were tracking
down.
weren't they tracking like
doesn't make sense.
Downloads and how many people were played the game? I remember seeing some of those stats.
Yeah.
But either way,
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
That was the talk. Was what was it? How did they word it? It wasn't such and amount of players, right? It was all about the players,
they care more
right?
about the active player base, like whatever.
Well, that's what they said. But is that even true?
I don't know.
Well, apparently that
Asher would talk about, she wants, I don't know, that's an insane number. She wants to get 1 billion users every day. I'm like, okay, that's impossible. That doesn't even make sense. Like I don't know.
They're in China.
That's a crazy, like a billion a day.
She's not just talking about Xbox. Xbox.
I know, but I just feel like
she's talking about, like,
if you include mobile, maybe I guess that would be like,
yeah, that's what she's talking about. They got King and shit, so she's talking about mobile as well.
I mean, I get 1 billion people is a lot every day. It just seems like it's a big thing to be asked. I know you want to be ambitious.
Well, yeah, that's a big thing to ask, but
you want to
reach for the stars, I guess. I don't know.
I guess.
I don't know. I think that's a little much. Yeah.
Because I was like,
if you don't get that, is it a failure? Like, I don't understand.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I
billion.
think you start to get to like you gotta also be realistic with yourself. I mean, it seems
yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty simple. Like, yeah, it's just the Xbox guys, but like this specifically was talking about South of Midnight. Now, I don't know the deals. I don't know. Obviously, didn't they get rid of the whole studio? So obviously,
they did get rid of them now.
I don't know what the reason was.
Get rid of who?
Compulsion.
Isn't Compulsion done? Are they
got rid of them?
Or are they the one going independent?
No, they're being independent. They're going independent.
Okay.
Well, they dropped them.
I feel like they would have hung on to them if they were happy with the performance.
They could have swallowed their asses up and sent them on their way.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, again, that's still the.
But here's the thing, like,
way better.
Maybe I don't know what
their asses.
I don't know what the management. I don't know what they were like. All right, your game has to do this, has to do that on Game Pass. I don't know what the arrangement were for any of these games, but this example was the game's $40. They're trying to sell it on Steam and stuff, but it's also on Game Pass. Like, who's gonna buy it for $40? I don't know what that means to, if somebody buys it for $40, what that means to the studio or anything. But it's like, it's almost like, why even sell it? If it, like, it's a weird conundrum. It's like the Amiibo thing. Like, why put anything on the Amiibo, but why buy the Amiibo if it doesn't have anything useful on it? But don't put anything too good on the Amiibo because that should be in the game.
That, because
Why
I don't get
why
that
sell
because
why have
Hell,
it for sale for $40 if it's part of Game Pass? You want it if you want it if you want to get Game Pass subscriptions, then don't sell it separately. Just have it be on Game Pass as the only option. Or it just seems weird to try to sell it and also also have it on Game Pass, which eliminates most people from
why?
buying
Why?
it.
Because you have your install base, your core base, but you're talking about a tiny percentage of gamers out there that you're going to be able to sell this game to. Again, Helldivers 2, if it wasn't for Steam, you wouldn't hear about shit about Helldivers 2. Helldivers 2 did so much better on Steam than it did on PlayStation 5. So they had a different audience. Like let's say Helldivers was free on PS5. It still would have been a huge success because of Steam. So they still have Steam to go through. I mean, at this time they didn't really say any other consoles, but they had Steam, and they also had, they could have had PlayStation 5 at that point. I don't know if they were thinking PS5 or not. I don't know what the deal was, but they had other options. So it's like, yeah, it's not going to sell well on your fucking console when you have all these people on Game Pass. Like that's what you already know. So to complain about not selling on this console that you're giving the game and the service for, I like that you should already know that. You can't get mad about that game not selling on Xbox. That's to me that's stupid. Don't even have Game Pass if that's the case.
Well,
Like
I mean,
if
it's out of
you're
their hands.
compulsion,
They make the game, and Microsoft's going to make Xbox head Phil Spencer, whoever
okay, but
is going
who's
to make the
mad?
call.
If you're compulsion, you should be mad. You did your job. You put the fucking game out. It's on Game Pass. You're done. You got paid. Your studio got paid. Like who is mad in this scenario? Is it compulsion or is it Xbox? If it's Xbox, then they're fucking stupid. I understand that. How are you mad that the game's not selling on your console when you're giving it away on Game Pass? Like that's stupid. But for compulsion to be like mad about it, like you knew what the deal was before you got there. Like the game was going to go to Game Pass. Again, you got paid. You did your job. You got paid. You can't say, "Oh man, we wish you would have sold 10 million copies on Xbox." Like that was just never going to happen. First of all, it's just an okay game, like gameplay wise. Again, the production value of the game phenomenal. But you can't sell a video game on production value alone. Like you got to have some gameplay. Like I'll be running around for like 20 minutes and I've literally just done the same thing. I'll run around, find some items, some secret stuff, listen to some story, listen to my character talk some shit, and then go to a fight arena and then clear the fight arena and open up more and continue to do that. That's the entire fucking game so far. And it's just like, that's not a compelling enough game to think you're going to sell multi-millions of copies. So it shouldn't be a game that you spend $100 million making. If that is even, $40 million, that's too much for that kind of game. There should be more gameplay in there. You can't just, because I know there's a lot of licensed music in that game. There's a lot of original songs and shit, which again, production value phenomenal, but you can't sell a video game on licensed music alone. You got to have a compelling
someday
gameplay loop.
That's going to hurt its chances of.
And yeah,
that's going to be delisted
in the future.
Yeah, that game's going to be pulled because of that.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to renew the license, which is just stupid.
Yeah, I wanted to say that apparently that Xbox got like 500 million monthly users. But she was saying that she wants to get to the point where there's 1 billion daily users. And like, okay, you just talking, so you just.
Oh, well, that's nonsense.
Why would you say that? That sounds so ridiculous.
That sounds like company.
Because that's what Satya Nadella wants to hear. That's
I'm
what.
sure. Yeah,
you say that for Satya, so he can get that $100 million bonus next time. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
That's one of those.
Out of here with that.
I don't know.
Impossible.
I've had goals. We've had goals set where I work, and it's just like there's no why.
It's outrageous.
Like why even
1 billion daily?
1 billion
Who's
daily?
doing? Who's working?
How?
We're in trouble if you got 1 billion people playing.
After
video
AI
games,
takes over.
Yeah, wait.
After AI takes over, makes all the games, then everyone's sitting at home.
Yeah, we're done. We're done as a society.
1 of 7 people should be playing Xbox every day. Sounds insane. That sounds insane.
It's a wrap on society. If that many people are playing games.
Hey man,
we're
Microsoft
done.
would be happy if that was the case. They'd be like, hell yeah, we got everyone.
They can't be happy. Nobody's making any money, so they can't even pay for this shit. So like, what the hell?
Everyone
That's
would
a
play
bad
Candy
business.
Crush. Everyone would play Candy Crush and they would like it.
I would think
That's a bad business model right
100
there.
million would sound like a lot daily. Like, I mean, that'd
100
be
million daily is huge.
100 million daily would be insane.
yeah.
That's still because again, if they're doing 500 monthly, that's
I
already a
thought she
ton.
said a billion monthly. She said daily.
Yeah, I mean, maybe
a
she
billion
misspoke,
monthly is
but she said-
crazy, but that's only twice as good as you're doing right now. That's not completely out of the realm.
no, but that's
of
month.
possibilities.
No, 500 monthly.
No, yeah, I know. That's why I'm.
Oh,
That's
I
why
get
I'm
what
like,
you're saying,
what
yeah,
the
if
fuck?
they said-
Yeah, I'm understanding it now. I didn't
Maybe
understand.
misspoke.
He said daily.
Well, look, she says, I want Xbox to be one of the few companies that be like the only company that entertains more than 1 billion people each day and gives everyone the
She
opportunity.
say
to
Microsoft or
create
Xbox?
Xbox.
No, she said Xbox because that's actually one good thing that will likely come out of this is that Xbox will have to be its own thing, and that way they
I
can't
wonder when
hide
that
their
would
fucking
happen.
numbers
like, How long that
anymore.
would take when they would do that?
I don't think it would take that long. Maybe 6 months, 6 months to a year, maybe, to actually break it off into its own thing. Like
mean,
they wouldn't be able to hide their numbers anymore. They have to stand on their own.
Yeah,
fucking
and you gain,
2
and
feet.
you'd actually have. I think maybe I'm just thinking from my perspective. Maybe part of the negativity towards Game Pass is that it's basically your safety. It's a safety net. Your game's coming out, and maybe they do see the numbers and are like, "Wow, only 50,000 people tried our game. That's disappointing." But the thought is, and this is like this maybe just a crazy theory,
I
but
see your body.
if if there's nothing like, let's say you have the pressure of you have to sell 2 million copies to start making money. I don't know, maybe that pressure being removed could affect the actual quality of the game. I don't know. Maybe the pressure, some people can't handle the pressure, other people maybe not having the pressure. It's almost like having a participation trophy. Somebody, if they know they're getting a participation trophy, they might not work as hard, they might not train as hard, they might not practice as hard. Maybe that's something to it. They see, like, I don't know, that's just thought I had.
Yeah,
I just know, like,
these are some insane numbers.
when you need to deliver on something, people seem to focus up and either crumble. Some people crumble under pressure, other people focus up and they can deliver. And maybe without that, maybe they still had the part. Maybe just getting your game out and get it on its supposed release date without delaying it. Probably was enough pressure on its own.
And hey, maybe this time, maybe they said this is the reset of Xbox, right? So maybe they got the backs against the wall. Obsidian's working on a Fallout. They said, all right, that's it. They're working on Fallout. Bethesda's everyone's working on Elder Scrolls 6 right now. They're gonna be making another Fallout for them. Like Bethesda themselves gonna make Fallout. So maybe they're gonna be like,
and if you don't have a PC, or an Xbox, you ain't playing that game.
We'll see, man. I don't know.
That's where they're headed.
She's kind of been saying, like, well, just because don't expect everything to be exclusive, sort of thing. I will be surprised to see Elder Scrolls 6 not come to other consoles, personally, because that just seems like a game that
I won't.
You don't think so? You don't think that would come to?
I won't be surprised.
I don't know, man. I
expected
to see it on PS6 and Switch 3.
It ain't like the PS is gonna light the world on fire. There's no guarantee that bit's gonna light the world on fire anyway.
No, it won't. No, I don't think it would. Like I said, I don't think it will. But I still think they're gonna push it on.
Why help your competition sell consoles? I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't do it either. But if I was them, man, I would look. If Xbox really wanted to sell hardware, they technically could, because they have so many franchises that they could say, fuck that. Everything. Call of Duty is exclusive now. And hey, now you just sold a lot of consoles. Just by saying that alone, you just sold a lot of consoles. But I get it. They're not going to do that. If they wanted to, they could say, by the way, now Minecraft is only on Xbox. What the fuck?
They're not going to do it
now
for 10 years.
Now we need everyone to go on Xbox.
They're not going to do it for 10 years whenever that deal was signed. After that 10 years, they can do what the fuck they want.
I'd be curious.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I
wouldn't be surprised. Again, it ain't like PlayStation is what they used to be. They're not going into a generation with strength the way they were
Yeah, but if
the
you get
last
it, to
after
be fair, you
PS4.
get a 10 years of Nintendo customers growing too. I think they'd still probably want to give it to Nintendo Call of Duty, to be honest.
It depends on how they do. They do really well, yeah.
You know, because I really believe this is the. I think this whole 10-year deal with Nintendo, I think, is truly going to show. It's going to show every game company for the next decade what it's like to grow an audience. Like, this is generally going to grow an audience for the decade. If nothing grows within a decade, then okay, they tried. But hey, you have 10 years to make a Call of Duty every year on your platform, and including Switch 3, because likely scenario, Switch 3 would be out in 10 years. And so it's like, hey man, that's the one that I think it will show, like, I mean, how often do we be like, oh, you get these trash ports or whatever, and then it's like you gotta cultivate an audience. And I think at
Yeah.
least now with this Switch 2 and Call of Duty, like, you're gonna have until 2036, I guess, a Call of Duty every year on Nintendo, and I think we'll see a genuine audience grow because of it.
Oh, and another angle is that Nintendo ain't hurting you the way Sony would be hurting you.
Yeah,
Maybe you just say, "Fuck it, we'll put it on Nintendo." Nintendo has a market that we can't touch, Japan.
yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah. That's true
and
too.
Sony don't give
Yeah,
a shit about Japan anymore. So
and they don't. Yeah, they're not even trying. To be fair.
they're not even trying. So like that would be justifiable for Microsoft to be like, all right, we'll cater to Steam, or we'll cater to PC and Nintendo.
Yeah. Yeah,
We ain't got to help.
too.
We don't have to help Sony out.
Yeah,
So that's very possible.
that is true too. Yeah. I mean, that you're not wrong there, I guess. I'd be curious.
Yeah.
I think the next, yeah, I mean, I definitely think the next 10 years of gaming is going to look so
It'll be
different.
very interesting. It's gonna be so different. Yes,
It's so
it's
different.
gonna be
You're-
very different.
Yeah, and I hope for the better, but I don't really think it will be. I
Yeah.
think other than Nintendo, I think everyone
I
is
was gonna say I think Nintendo will be fine.
yeah, Nintendo will be
Nintendo is
fine.
the only ones that's solid.
Yeah,
and they'll
like-
be fine.
Like, I expect 10 years from now, we're gonna look back and be like, man, that Switch 2 generation was fucking awesome. Like, I think we're
Yeah,
we'll look
yeah,
back.
I-
But I think we're gonna
I
be
think
looking,
so.
and we're gonna be in the middle of a PS6, and we're gonna be like, yo, this gotta be the shittiest generation. Like, I don't see it happening any other way. And I think 10 years, we're gonna see a lot of more studios shut down, and just Nintendo's just gonna they're just gonna keep doing their thing, and it's gonna and they'll be
Yeah.
and they'll be fine. So I don't know.
Yep.
It's gonna be very
A
interesting.
new market will emerge. A new like tier of developer will emerge.
Yeah, they're
maybe
gonna
we
have
get
to.
double A back.
They have to do
Maybe
something.
maybe a new console manufacturer out of nowhere. They're like, fuck that. We're
Maybe.
gonna do the physical media. I don't know.
Maybe
I don't know.
I mean, you could
we got Evercade out here.
you can do like great looking games that aren't like they can still like take advantage, like Astrobot. They said that really pushes the PS5, but it looked the art style like it's not
Yeah.
it's not like God of War or anything like that, you
Mhm.
know. So you can still take advantage of hardware and have like a good looking game,
Yeah.
and without it being $200 million. I know Astrobot, they said estimates between 50 and 100 million. That's a pretty big gap to develop that
That is
game.
a pretty big gap.
I mean, that's just a guess at that point, probably.
Yeah, at that
I would.
point, yeah, I think
100
you're literally
million
just
seems
saying it.
crazy for Astrobot. Like,
Right? That would be
unless it
seems
was paying for some of the license to have
I haven't played it.
like your little references to other characters. I mean,
supposedly they didn't pay for licenses or some shit. That's how I was.
No.
I remember there was talk about that. Like they would just ask.
mean,
them to
yeah,
get
they're not-
devs,
it
and they were
doesn't-
like okay with it.
they don't call
Right.
them by their actual name. It's not like they're saying Lara Croft or something. It's just they give it
No,
like
they do. Like they do have like if you look at the end of the credits, they have every single trademark.
Oh,
for every
do they?
single character. Yeah, for every single game.
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, you can look at it's definitely suable. You know, if you look at the stuff that they're doing in the game.
Yeah, because they
paying homage.
well,
So
that's
they
the thing,
have to get
it's
right.
them.
They have to get
Yeah, they asked them, like, literally the devs from
Yeah,
Team
yeah.
Asobi went to each studio, or at least called them, who knows what but they asked them
Yeah.
about each character, and they do have in the credits the trademark for every single character that's in the game. So
Yeah.
And I mean,
in
it's
studios.
definitely a cool part of the game, but it's not. It's
Sure.
it's cool when you see them, and it's just like the star coins in a Mario game. It's just something to collect in a level, You know, just if you're a completionist.
Yeah.
And it's just really cool seeing them in the hub area and stuff. But it's not like crucial to the gameplay. Like it's you know.
I don't know, man. For a lot
Well,
of
I talk
people,
about
that's
Astro.
a big nostalgia thing for like. I think, unfortunately, I believe that if you were to release an Astro game now without any PlayStation references, I think it's a tougher sell for
But
a
yeah, I
lot of
mean, but a
people.
3D, a good platformer is going to have some collectible, something you want to do, or some thing you
Yeah,
want to get in a
but if
level.
it's not PlayStation references, I
Yeah.
think
Well, that's funny because like I talk about Astrobot. Well, when I'm talking about it, I'm talking about the fucking pack-in game that comes with every PS5.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I literally just got this. And I haven't played it yet. But I'm thinking about Rescue Mission. Rescue Mission doesn't really have references and shit like that. And it's still an amazing fucking game.
No, of course,
But
but like
I mean,
compare the sales. Well, it was also on PSVR.
well, come on,
But
it's VR.
Yeah.
That's what held it back
I'm
from.
just saying. A lot of people
Honestly,
like if you look up videos, people will talk about oh, I love the reference and they're cool, but like unfortunately,
Yeah.
a
Oh,
lot
they're
of
great.
people focused on that like a lot when talking about that, which to me was strange because the game was an amazing platformer. But
yeah, I
Yeah, I'm
mean,
just
there
saying,
was
as
the
a
specific
person who
levels.
was not talking about that, was just playing Astrobot Rescue Mission. You guys heard me gushing about that game. I
yeah,
was like,
Mm-hmm.
this was like the closest thing I felt to playing Mario 64 for the first time.
sure,
Like that's how amazing it was to me to
And
play
Playroom has
Astrobot
just
for the
like
first time.
hardware, like you find just like
yeah,
Yeah.
I did like that. I
obscure
thought that was funny.
hardware, like obviously
Hmm.
PS5. They add that later on. That was cool. Just a cool collectible. It always helps. Yeah, it's awesome.
Absolutely.
The idea of like, oh, this is a
Uh,
Horizon level. You're actually playing as Aloy kind of with a different gameplay in this section, and that was cool. But those weren't my favorite levels, to be honest.
But it's still cool. I like those
They're cool.
ideas.
no, it's just a cool little reference. That's all. It was cool to see that.
Trying to build a
Lenny Wright,
like that.
what are you waiting for? The price to go down to $25? I got
What?
this for like
Yeah.
$33.
What
This
the
is
hell?
it's cheap now, bro.
Was it like
Brand new,
50 new?
$34. I paid
Like,
$34 for
what are
this.
you waiting for? That's
Yeah,
right.
what? How much cheaper do you a Black Friday sale? How much cheaper you want this
It's
thing to get?
Yeah, man.
it's
I
a great
see.
game.
Just looking at it, I can see just right now you can get stuff for 40 something dollars, like in
Yeah,
different Walmart and stuff.
I literally paid between 34, 33, and $35, somewhere around there
This I think
from
Terrell
Walmart.
has Astrobot as well. I don't know if he's played it though.
Does he? I thought he only has.
I think he picked it up. I don't know if he played it.
I remember him picking it up, but
Well,
I guess I haven't heard him talk about it. But
maybe he didn't. I know it was in my live stream when I first played it. I streamed like the initial hour or whatever, and I was like, man, if the game keeps on this pace, this is 10 out of 10 after like an hour. I mean, it's finished
Let me
strong.
check. Let me make
it's
sure
still
I'm not
fantastic. Absolutely. I mean,
make sure I'm not talking out of my ass.
I
Here.
Even if
Hold
it's
on. Let me check.
$50, like I mean, it's like
well worth it to me.
buy
But
the game.
I want to make sure I'm
It's a
right.
good
I
gas
just bought
game.
it, so let me check.
and if you really,
Make
I
sure what
mean,
I paid for it.
I bet you if you go on eBay, you'll also find a bunch of copies, man, for cheaper.
I mean, that's where I bought it. I bought it through eBay. Let me see. Okay, $36.
Bro, right
I
now on
think that
eBay,
was
there's
after taxes.
33,
It's
39, 40, 39, 45, 42, 39, 40, 35, 44, 38, 39. Just go on
Yeah,
eBay, bro.
so it was I don't know if you can see that now. It was 34.22 or whatever it is. That's what I paid for it. 34.22 with taxes.
And you
It
know
was
what?
36.
Sony's trying to take that away from you, man. You couldn't do that with that
Right.
on the PS6. Be impossible on the PS6. You'd have
This
to
is how you share your games on PS6.
It's crazy. Yeah, I'm seeing
Thanks.
the lowest is
PlayStation.
the lowest they got one for 33, 39.
Yeah.
Yeah, so go on eBay, man.
Yeah, it's cheap enough. I think it's cheap enough for the game that it is. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a great game.
So
It's probably my favorite or second favorite PS5 Sony game.
I haven't played the Portal since last week because I think I did. I think I tried I tried the final boss on Saros, well the final biome. We have to do like a 45-minute run to build up a good enough weapon to face him. and then I was like, well, I'm struggling. I turned the HDR off. I think it helped a little bit. I don't think the PS5 was trying to transmit HDR to the Portal, but I felt like I was able to play the game pretty successfully. But then on this weekend, I played it all on the TV. I'm gonna try to beat the game and played it, 3-4 hours. But I've been meaning to like think of games like what would be a game that I want to play with the Portal. Like that would be a good game where I'm not gonna be sitting on the couch, have a TV on, just laying in bed with the fan on. And Astrobot is definitely near the top of the list. I was
Yeah.
it's just weird though. It's like if it was digital, I probably would have started it, but it sounds so lazy, but like get up. I'm relaxed in bed. It's like part of the reason I wanted the Portal. I get up, go eject a disc. It just feels weird, but I did pick up.
It is odd because it's just
Yeah.
but yeah, it is funny to be like that and like, oh, I gotta go to play this and I have to do something else.
Yeah.
I picked up a
is
Resident
funny.
Evil 1 remake PS4 edition for like $3.99. I had it in my wish list. It was $20, and it gave me a notification. Game on your wish list is on sale. It was like $3.99 this weekend, so I didn't start it, but I picked that up. I told you I got the Tomb Raider 2013 and Rise of Tomb Raider for like $3 or $4. So I'll build up my digital library with deals like that, under $5 stuff, and
For sure.
but other than that, I think we pretty much covered everything. When Raiders comes out, I'm getting it.
Thursday.
So T, I think you're getting it. Robert, I don't know if you're.
Yep.
Terrell
ordered
probably
tonight.
getting it. Let's see if we.
Terrell said he is getting it. He got it.
So
And
Make sure to get
supposedly-
your copy of Shadow Man for the Switch.
Block is
that's a
supposed to
Switch
be-
box. What
Dang
the
it.
hell?
Yeah, look how cool is it? That's the exact N64 box.
Is
but
that
for
the
Switch.
for limited run or something?
Yeah, limited run.
Nice.
Now you got 3 Shadow
cool.
Man boxes.
Yeah, I'm gonna sell this though. I'm probably not gonna keep this.
Oh,
I can't, as much as I would love to, I can't play N64 remasters on Switch. It don't feel right. It just doesn't. It just don't feel right. I gotta have my N64 controller. I mean, I guess technically I can have that for this game, but it don't feel right playing it on a Switch. Just don't feel right.
I never played I had the N64 version, but I had wished I'd bought the Dreamcast version because I didn't love the game, but
Now,
it definitely looked
the Dreamcast version is cleaner,
yeah.
but you lose a lot of the effects that you got in. There's a really good video on it. I
Oh, that
forget
makes
who it
sense
was.
because even like
They could,
Wii games, the PS2 games on Wii didn't have like have the effects. That
yeah,
were
like the fog effects and all that kind of stuff. You
Mhm.
lose on the Dreamcast version. I forgot whose video that was, but it was really good video making comparisons between like PC, or actually not PC. It was actually this version, which I guess is PC because it's also on PC, and the Dreamcast and the N64, and they're showing the comparisons and which was better
Mhm.
and what you lose. It's pretty cool. It's fun.
So we should try to at least do one co-op session of Raiders either before this Monday's
sure.
podcast or at some point in the near future.
I was gonna say I'm
Still,
off Friday.
I still haven't tried Star Fox's, like even the offline version of
Yeah,
the
We gotta do that
the
too.
multiplayer stuff. Actually, I told you guys last week I got back into Silksong, and yeah, some of the couple bosses in this are pretty damn tough. So I'm gonna take a little break, I think, from that. And yeah, I never thought I was gonna buy Splatoon Raiders. I was not interested in it at any point until the direct. Really, that direct kind of won me over. So, and it's
Oh,
40.
shit,
What is
look
it?
at Nintendo
$40.
making direct.
What's the price after the Walmart? Was it 50? Or
50.
Yeah, it's 50.
it's like
Yeah.
yeah.
50 digital, so the price matching it.
And I just it just looked pretty good. And Kit and Krista's video on that playing the demo, I was like, what, that looks pretty fun. So I skipped 3, and we'll give this a try. And yeah, Switch 2 lead platform. It's everybody's main platform now.
Yeah, it was.
I was wrong about Nintendo. I was wrong about the Switch too. I haven't seen Linus make a video yet. He said it was too expensive at $450. That's when the graphics cards were expensive, not the RAM.
It's funny watching all these people backpedal. It's so good and it's delicious.
Yeah, the
Watching them all
$450 looks like
backpedal
a
on the
damn
price.
bargain right now. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should, I don't know, buy one. You get the choice of a game. What, the 3 games? I forget which. I know Pocopia is one. Mario Kart's
Oh,
probably
that's
one.
right. And it also comes with a game.
I should pick one up. Just keep it sealed and wait for that price increase. And
Hmm.
I don't know. There won't be a way to make any money after tax
and
or
make
anything.
and make $30.
Yeah, it'd be very
After
little.
tax, I wouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
But
It wouldn't be worth the headache of selling it.
we won't talk. We don't have to make a big thing about it. But Ocarina of Time. I know we kind of said August, September. I kind of feel like
I
once
hate that I call it Ocarina of Time now because I grew up calling it Ocarina of Time forever, and now I can't stop. I can't go back to Ocarina of Time anymore. It really
I always
me.
called it Ocarina.
Yeah.
Like I said, both because I wasn't too sure.
Yeah, I still don't know. I never knew Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone was
I think
actually
it's technically
Philosopher's Stone.
Ocarina.
Yeah.
I just found out like maybe last year or 2 years ago that Harry Potter
Oh,
is
really?
Philosopher's Stone everywhere but the U.S. It's Sorcerer's
Yeah.
Stone here. It's Philosopher's Stone everywhere else.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
They're too dumb, apparently.
yeah. I found that weird.
Philosophy, what's that?
We don't understand what the Philosopher's Stone. We talk about.
Either way, like Sorcerer's Stone, like
Yeah, I don't know. I don't.
what does that mean? You know, like it's weird. But,
See, I don't know. Philosopher is apparently just too big of a word for us.
it's too hard to
Where
say.
you're dealing with like kid witches and sorcery and magic, that seems like it would fit better, but I guess. But
I
I
think
don't know.
I'm gonna guess in the show they're gonna call it the Philosopher's Stone.
They did. They already remember they have the title.
Yeah.
It's Philosopher's Stone. In
They already did.
US.
Yeah.
I probably won't have HBO Max, so unless it's like
That's
people
November
saying-
or something, I think.
unless like people I trust that love Harry Potter, like yeah, it's great. Then I won't get it.
Yeah, I can't quit HBO Max, at least not right now. It's just too much good
I haven't
quality content on there.
had it in forever. But
Well, I'm an HBO kid. Like I've had HBO since
yeah, we
88
never
or
had
some shit.
HBO. My parents never
Ah.
splurged for that.
We actually had HBO for a decent time where they used to play this show called Crashbox. It was like this educational show that was semi. I loved that show, man. It was great.
Let's say fucking Fraggle Rock.
Was Tales from the Crypt on HBO or Showtime?
Yes, HBO.
Yeah, my neighbor, my best friend down the road they always had
There's
HBO.
too many good shows on HBO.
Sopranos was pretty
loved HBO
good.
growing up.
I never watched The Wire, but isn't that HBO? Or that
The Wire, yeah.
I heard good things about that.
Fantastic show.
Obviously Game of Thrones.
Crashbox is on HBO Max. I should see if that holds up.
Is it on the streaming? That's nice.
Yeah. Crash.
I wonder
I wonder if Fraggle Rock's on there.
Probably.
'Cause that was
Maybe.
the show when I was a kid.
I wonder if somebody watched Game of Thrones like right now without all the hype, without having everybody, your family, friends, and coworkers talking about it every week. I wonder if someone just watched the show without all that, if it would hit the same. For
I did.
them.
Which show was it?
I
Game
watched
of
the show.
Thrones.
One day. I've never seen it. So.
When did you watch it?
I didn't
T?
start watching Game of Thrones until season 4.
But still, I mean, it was still very popular. I mean, that's probably peak
Yeah, it was popular, but all the shit that everybody's talking about, that was way past.
Yeah, but I just
where I
mean like
was. I was
years
starting-
later, like they're trying
Oh,
with like
talking nothing about it.
they're trying with the 2 shows, and I hear people say season 3 of House of Dragons good, but I don't know anybody like in my circle that I used to talk about Game of Thrones with all the time. No one talks about House
It's
of
a very
Dragons.
different show, though.
Well,
But I'm saying
my
that
mom
it-
and my
I-
stepdad have been watching.
I don't care what I don't care what show they put out in that universe. It's just that perfect storm has passed. Now it could still be a successful show watch, but that everybody talking about it on Monday morning stuff, that's just a once in a generational kind of show. Like people talked about Seinfeld, like
Yeah, I mean that's that viral sort of
Mm-hmm.
everyone comes together sort of like moment.
So I just wonder, like
Yeah.
5-10 years from now, someone just
I've never had
I
that
think Game of
person.
Thrones will hold up. I think the show will hold up, but without all that excitement and because when some people are positive about stuff, it helps other people feel positive about it. Like if you're left to your own, you might say, yeah, it's all right. Like there was one kid who tried watching it, and he's an on the go type, and he's just like, oh, it's too slow. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I couldn't make it 2 episodes, and he gave up. But other people just push through, even if they thought it started out slow, because they want to be part of the group talking about this show.
Yeah, man. Sometimes the fear of missing out. That's what FOMO, man. That's what it's all
Yeah.
about.
FOMO.
Me,
Yeah,
I don't
FOMO.
give a shit, man.
I
I don't
think
be bothered by it.
I'll be very curious when you get to The Expanse. I know that came up on your
Oh yeah,
random.
yeah. I'm gonna watch
I
it, but
just finished
I
season
still have not
3.
watched any of the other show that I have to still watch.
I just finished up season 3 for the 4th time, and it was the best. This was the best time watching it. I like teared up in parts I'd never teared up before in any previous
Really?
watch.
Okay.
Just stuff hit me. There's not like obvious like sad stuff, but there's a moment where it's just like a decision. Some people had to. We're gonna be able to get off the station, and other people were gonna stay behind and probably suffocate or whatever it was. And it just never hit me until I'm watching it this time, and it's like people having to decide, send their loved ones and staying back, and it's like, damn, like that shit hit me.
Did you watch Penguin?
Yeah, that was good.
Okay, I thought you did.
They had only 1 season, right? But they
Yeah,
kind of left
1
it
season.
open. I don't know if they'll make another one, but
like True Detective and shit.
yeah,
Well,
they got good
great
stuff.
shows on HBO.
But anyway, let's get out of here. Probably should have
Well, I
ended
did
this.
watch actually.
Yeah.
I did watch Seinfeld, right?
Yeah.
I thought that shit was hilarious.
Seinfeld's a classic, man.
Seinfeld is still funny as shit. Yeah.
That shit was great, man.
Yeah, that's one of those ones people talk about something that happens in real life, and they're like, oh, that's like that episode of Seinfeld, like to this
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, everything is that episode of Seinfeld.
No soup for you. There's so many quotable shit. But anyway, we'll get out of here. We'll see you guys next week. Yeah, and it's crazy.